Ladies and gentlemen, the collapse is here. For those of you that have been following my absolutely fantastic in-depth coverage full of opinions and non-facts about my secret information spouts over at Nijisanji, the greatest dumpster fire on the internet right now, you will be aware that the story is coming to a close. And by close, I mean past the peak of no return. I'm not saying we're not going to be talking about Nijisanji again in the future. We probably will. However, it seems like the ship is sinking. It seems like there is a hole in the yacht, and the hole is the size of an iceberg. You know it's bad when the moistest of Jesuses is talking about you, and my brother, Moist Critical, dropped a video. The evil company is starting to collapse. Now, I know of Mr. Critical's vast dislike of a lot of the predatory VTuber agencies out there, especially the Japanese ones, because we have talked about it at length in the past. So I'm very excited to get into this, see what he has to say about this specific shithole, shit show, shit-tastrophe that's been going on as of late. He is gonna give you the TLDR, so I don't need to do that, assuming you're a new viewer. This is the story on how Penguinz0 destroyed Nijisanji.
Whenever I see a massive company start to show signs of failure and going down the path of collapse, I'm often reminded of the late, great Blockbuster, God rest its soul.
Oh, please.
The pioneer who really did it first.
No.
A company...
No, but what? No, how can you compare it to Blockbuster? You see, Blockbuster failed because their service is irrelevant now. Nijisanji is failing because they had the worst PR dumpster fire of a decision at all time.
Deemed too big to fail, snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
Although, okay, if that's the angle he's going, yeah, the too big to fail aspect. I don't think anyone saw this coming with Nijisanji, except for me, who called it about a year ago. In my video, literally, that I made, talking about Sayu, when I literally called it, that they would probably be in big trouble in a year. Well, turns out your boy was correct.
And since then, there's been a couple other companies that have gone down a similar path, and right now there is a new one pulling a Blockbuster, Nijisanji.
Sorry. I'm just excited that he's covering this because I've talked to him about this in so much length in the past. Oh my god, you think that he's just covering this because it's public. He hates the companies that abuse their talents. Like, you don't understand. He has, like, a management agency himself. Like, I work with management people as well. I understand the back end of the YouTube entertainment agency system very, very well. The Japanese systems are predatory. So, I'm sorry. I'm just very happy. This is how I'm celebrating Valentine's Day right now. I'm just saying.
Whether or not you're a huge VTuber fan, you're at least familiar with the industry. VTubing is...
No, I actually never heard of VTubers. Please explain.
Huge, and it has been for years now.
No.
It's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, if not.
That's crazy. A lot of you don't actually know this, but did you know that my YouTube channel, Taku, is actually in the top 10 biggest VTuber channels in the world? Probably didn't know that because it's pretty crazy if you think about it, but it's true.
Billions. And in the space, there are two agencies that stand atop the others as kind of the titans of the space.
Oh, yeah.
It's HoloLive and Nijisanji.
The titans.
Now, Nijisanji has an English branch that...
So does HoloLive.
That right now is going through one of the most foul displays of mismanagement, cruelty, and just downright terrible business practice I've seen in quite some time. It's a real head-scratcher because every single day they continue to dig themselves...
Oh, yeah. They have possibly the worst PR team in the history of the internet. I have never seen a big company have such bad PR. And the fact that just yesterday, at the time of me recording this, the fact that they got their talent to go on stream and basically be like, so yeah, we know that Selene was terminated and it was a really awful thing and she tried to take her own life, but let's not forget that she didn't get approval before she did a Fall Guys tournament in 2021. Do you think that that's a good look?
It's like this company is run by a Voltorb that is obsessed with using the move self-destruct. It is just...
Dude, I love the Charlie analogies!
Bent on burying itself. So I definitely wanted to talk about it now that I'm fully caught up on the situation. There is so much to go over. There's a really good video that breaks down like the main timeline here.
I didn't do that. I was in way too much depth. Don't come to me for succinct timelines. Come to me for vitriol and jacking off.
What happened? It comes from Mugen. I'll go ahead and play
Mugen makes good shit.
The main catalyst for this. And then I'm going to actually turn to a series of Reddit comments that were left that I think go over the entire history of the Nijisanji problem.
I don't want to spoil or reveal anything. I am working with somebody on a documentary on the vast mismanagement of Nijisanji and how it bleeds into the idol industry. Oh my god, there is so much. Oh my god, there is so much. And that's not even talking about the leaks that I know that I'm not willing to talk about. Fuck, dude. It's gross. There is one situation in particular that is so bad. It makes everything else look like a joke.
And then fast forward to what just happened last night, where an even bigger controversy just unfolded.
Oh, yeah.
So there really is a lot to cover, and all of it's looking terrible for Nijisanji, the English branch, that is. Now,
no! Nijisanji, the whole, not just the English branch. It looks bad for freaking everybody. The CEO of a $3 to $5 billion company just made an apology video, and it sounded worse than Yandere Dev. Don't tell me that this doesn't look bad for the company as a whole.
When I first was made aware of this on stream a little while ago, I said that I'm not even surprised by it because a lot of these VTuber agencies have a history of some very terrible things going on behind the scenes. Many of you know I started my own agency for YouTubers and streamers a while back called Human Media Group.
They saved my ass, by the way. Shout out to Charlie's agency. Human Media Group literally saved my ass. Due to some YouTube dumb fuckery, I ended up having $250,000 trapped in a bank account that I couldn't access. Very long story. And it was only thanks to Charlie's Human Media Group that I was able to actually access that money. I'm just saying, that is absolutely insane. Like, YouTube was not willing to pay me anymore for my channel because, whatever, very long story, and it was literally Charlie's Human Media Group that helped out. That is talent management. When the talent management actually cares about the talent, that is exactly what you want to see. Because Nijisanji's business model, and a lot of people aren't willing, I don't actually know this. Nijisanji's business model is based on, we will give you Nijisanji clout and absolutely nothing else, but we own your soul. That's basically the Niji deal. And if you want to do that, that's fine. You could definitely go for that if you like. I mean, sure, go for it, homie, if that's the type of deal you want. But you have to recognize the predatory nature of it, too.
He recently merged with Jimmy Here's group and became Mana Talent Group. And over the years, I've actually seen a couple of these VTuber contracts that they were formerly under.
I'm not allowed to talk about which VTuber groups. I actually do have access to their contracts. But shit, dude, it's most of them. And they're like, yikos. Yikos!
And it is downright evil what some of them were doing to the talent that they manage. I obviously can't get into the specifics of it, but it is some horrible stuff. That some really bad stories and bad things that we saw from that. But even being familiar with some of the horror stories that we'd learned over the years from some agencies, I was shocked to see just how bad Nijisanji was here. So I want to focus more on the most recent stuff that just happened, but I still would like to give you a foundation for what started all of it. So for that, I'll turn to this clip from Muujin's video that breaks down this whole situation and just give you the catalyst. This was the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, fundamentally, that kicked off this world.
Dude, and by the way, the fact that Charlie is like this vitriolic against VTuber companies, but it's crazy. It's crazy that he voice acted the fucking Mythos thing.
Get ready to buckle your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen, because in a realm where ancient...
So the Mythos VTuber group that's voiced by Moist Critical, fucking crazy. They're actually debuting a new talent tomorrow, I believe. Apollo. So, anyway, all in all, like, dude, man is so in the know of everything. Moist Critical is just him.
War against Nijisanji, all of which they brought upon themselves by being just complete, unreasonable, evil assholes.
It all started on Christmas Day, a day you're meant to enjoy with family. It couldn't
Listen, you assume we're not all alone.
Have gone worse. The trigger for this entire catastrophe? A music video.
Oh, yeah.
Selen had worked on a music video for her fans. She paid $15,000 out of her own pocket because Nijisanji wouldn't fund it. And on top of not funding it...
So, again, this falls very into the line of what I've been saying until now. Nijisanji's deal is, we give you clout, you do everything else. We are not going to fund your project. We're not going to help you with your shit. We're not going to do literally anything. The only thing Niji does for you is give you the clout starting gun, and that is it. There is nothing else that Niji supplies to their talent, which is what makes it such a toxic relationship between talent and corpo, because you'd think that the corporation would help them with projects and with funding and all that, but they don't.
What do? They take down the video in under 24 hours. No explanation to the public. Remember what I said about corporations and how they have access to all social media of their VTubers? Yeah, that's what happened, and she couldn't do anything about it. All she could realistically...
they own the talent. I mean, that's, again, that is the contract that they're signing. Yes, it's predatory in some ways, for sure, 1000%, but, you know, there are two parties that are consenting to this business deal. This is me being as charitable as I possibly can when I say that this isn't even the bad part. The fact that they don't help the talent, and the fact that they can private the talent's stuff and lock them out of their accounts, that's not even the bad part. That's just the, you know, average predatory practice that Nijisanji likes doing.
Do under the very tight contracts and NDAs of a corporation is make up a vague tweet, sort of explaining what's going on to her fans.
Celine was a VTuber that was very popular and was with Nijisanji's English branch. And she had a history of being super involved in her community.
Yeah.
She called
so
them...
involved in her community. She spent, over the last couple of years, I think over 1 year, she spent over $200,000 of her own personal money to make events and shit and art and stuff for her community. She made zero revenue over the last year working with Nijisanji because she wanted to make all this stuff, but the actual company that's worth $5 billion, you know, wasn't willing to help. So she ended up spending it herself. Oh my god, that's insane.
And she wanted to do a special music video for the community and paid $15,000 out of her own pocket to make it happen.
Which is fucking insane.
For the fans.
Yeah.
And
awesome.
She posted it thinking that it was totally okay to do because...
Again, I'm trying to be as freaking... unbiased as possible, even though I am biased and don't like Nijisanji for being a predatory company. However, she knows that she didn't get full confirmation from it and still posted it. Again, not at all an excuse for Niji acting the way they did. Not at all an excuse for Niji's structure to be the way it did. Not at all an excuse for Niji not only not making her pay for with her own money and not giving her confirmation for days on end. All of that is absolute garbage and unacceptable. The fact that she got permission from Lily Pichu to make that song 2 years before posting it and still didn't just get the okay from Niji's talent management, that is all horrible. However, let's not make believe she thought it was okay. I'm just trying to lay out the facts as well as I can here.
Because she self-funded it when Nijisanji declined to.
Gross.
But they made a big stink about it and took the video down, even though she had permission for the song that was used and even though it came from her own piggy bank instead of theirs.
Yeah, by the way, tinfoil hat conspiracy theory, based on the call that Vox, Alira, and Ike did, that the Niji response, and this I say is tinfoil hat, but I really believe this is the case. They told Selene maybe it was a copyright type situation. They wanted the public to think it was a copyright problem, but that was fucking horse shit. It wasn't a copyright problem. It was the fact that it had a talent that already graduated from Nijisanji, and that was the reason why they didn't want it out. I think that's my belief of it. I don't think it's a copyright thing at all. I think they just lied because they're fucking lying shitbags. The entire company is they have zero moral qualms about lying to the audience. They tweet from talent accounts making believe it's the talent tweeting them when in actuality it's not the talent.
Like that it didn't get the proper approval through the internal management. Because the way Nijisanji runs their company, it's with a fucking iron fist. You need permission to fart on stream as a VTuber under that agency.
Dude, it's just... Zion was a VTuber for Nijisanji. She made a "These nuts" joke, and Nijisanji told her, you're not allowed to say "These nuts" because "These nuts" is a copyrighted brand.
Since she didn't get all of the proper channels to sign off on it, they took it down. Which, of course, was a huge hit to Selene and her community because they worked very hard on that project.
Yeah.
So she made a vague statement explaining that, well, management took it down.
Which is true, but management doesn't want the truth out. That's a very important point you should recognize. The truth is not important for management, which is why it's literally in their contracts that if they terminate you from Nijisanji, you are not allowed to even acknowledge that you used to work for them! Which is why when Sayu made a response talking about Zion's leaving Nijisanji, Sayu was Zion. By the way, I'm allowed to say it. They can't sue me for it. I never signed any of this shit. Sayu was Zion, and Sayu's response video to all the drama needed to be, Zion didn't know she was making a mistake because she wasn't allowed to acknowledge that she was actually that person. They do not care about the truth at all. They don't want the truth to be out at all. It's not just an iron grip on the content that's being produced. It's an iron grip on the lies that they are farting out into the public.
But she actually encouraged her community to re-upload it across the platform because she wanted it to live on.
Apathetic Gamer, thanks for the gifted sub.
And she assumed that would be okay because, you know, it's not on her channel anymore, so they...
Again, I don't think she assumed that would be okay. But at that point, I don't blame her for doing something that she thought was not okay, because Niji fucked her first.
Shouldn't have a problem with it, but they did. This soured relations between Selin and Nijisanji, and behind the scenes it led to a lot of harassment and bullying from Nijisanji against Selin.
Because out of nowhere on December...
Dude, that jump scare, oh my god, it's so loud.
27th, she tweets on her account, "I apologize for the silence. I have been in the hospital after an accident and will be staying there for a few days to be under supervision. I just got back access to my phone yesterday."
Now, if you're ready for the really insane tinfoil hat theories, they claimed that they removed her access from this account before this tweet went out, which heavily implies that Nijisanji themselves made the tweet, "I've been in the hospital after an accident." So this is management tweeting, it seems like, okay? Again, allegedly, this is not actually confirmed. This is not 1,000% confirmed. But when you read a tweet like this, "I apologize for the silence. I've been in the hospital after an accident and will be staying there for a few days to be under supervision. I just got back access to my phone yesterday." The fact that this is incredibly likely management tweeting is fucking horrible. And the way they figured this out was this apostrophe is an apostrophe that you write on a Japanese keyboard. If you write it on a American or Canadian keyboard, it's just a line. How crazy is that?
For a few days to be under supervision. I just got back access to my phone yesterday. Now, of course, people were happy she was out of the hospital, but the concern was still there. It was very vague and people didn't know what was going on. The Selin Tatsuki termination notice.
Oh, yeah.
"I will not be silenced
Oh
anymore."
my god, dude. Whoa, Voice Critical fucking Frankenstein this video. He's just yoinking parts here and there to just play it.
On December, I was hospitalized for an attempt that was caused by a buildup of bullying from within and being in a toxic and poor environment for numerous months that led to my breaking point. I requested to leave first, but on more neutral terms on the 26th of January.
Yeah, so I'll tell you some very personal information that I have that isn't public info. There are people in the past that were going to leave and were going to be terminated by Nijisanji, but had to engage in an actual lawsuit with them so that Nijisanji will announce that it's not a termination, but it's a graduation. And it was literally only due to legal reasons that they left on good terms. They were going to say, throw them under the bus with a laundry list of crimes. However, they didn't, because of a literal lawsuit. This is an actual situation that happened in the fact with someone that I'm not going to tell you who it is because... Again, I don't do the leaking, but this is just to put you in the headspace here.
Obviously, I chopped this up and Frankenstein together.
Never gonna beat the pre-watched allegations. He used the word Frankenstein. There's no way!
This little segment to give you a very concise timeline. So, Selin made a post about how she's going to need to take some time away after an accident that landed her in the hospital. Everything was very vague. Eventually, she explains that she's been discharged from the hospital. And then shortly thereafter, Nijisanji English branch announced the termination of Selin Tatsuki. The termination letter is very poorly explained as to why she's exactly being fired.
Yeah, because you see, it's very difficult for them. Because you see, there's no real reason that's understandable to fire her. So they have to be vague and make shit up. Because if they don't make shit up, well, then there's no reason for doing what they did. So of course they had to make shit up. Well, the good news is they have in their contracts that she's not allowed to respond. And she's not allowed to actually set the record straight. So... it becomes a lot easier to lie when the person you're lying about is legally bound to not saying anything. Now, poor Doki is in a freaking legal battle with them right now, so it looks like it's going to be very ugly. But for the most part, Nijisanji's been able to get away with this because in their contract it says when you get kicked out of Nijisanji, you can never, allude to the fact that you were part of Nijisanji. So for them, lying when someone gets terminated is the most basic maneuver because the person you're lying about cannot actually even respond and set the record straight. And the crazy thing is, not only has it been working for years, but I've been saying it for years, and then the freaking Nijisanji fans have been up my throat and down my aorta for years.
Now, when it comes to VTubers, there's two ways that departing a company goes. One is a graduation
I absolutely love Charlie. This man knows so much shit.
stream where they graduate from the company, and it means that they are leaving on good terms. So they have like a big send-off farewell stream, and that's the end of it. Sail off into the sunset, sunshine and rainbows. It's a happy ending. You get the good ending. Or there's this, where you just get publicly terminated and just fucking slapped down by the company like this. And in this case, obviously, Selin got the latter, where they just said, she's gone.
Oh, the craziest part is they said she's gone, and that's the first time she heard of this, too. The fact that she was notified that she got fired from a company because her friend said, have you seen the tweet firing you from the company, is fucking crazy.
If you're not familiar with VTubing, when you sign with an agency like Nijisanji, they basically own you. They give you your VTuber
A Valentino reference.
avatar. They own all of your socials, your channels, everything. You are unable...
So again, that's not every VTuber agency. Specifically, Nijisanji and Hololive take this to a massive extent. It's not every single VTuber agency. That's important to note.
To operate with any type of autonomy. You are under their thumb, and they basically own all of it.
Makes sense to
So
me.
she lost access to everything here, and she actually didn't even know she was being terminated. She found out when this tweet dropped. They didn't even notify her. And the tweet, again, is very poorly explaining things. They talk about Selin like it's a fucking IKEA furniture tutorial on how to put it together. It's just like talking about a bunch of nonsense about authorization flows not making sense and whatever. And then they cite like
I love how on the nose he is. He's so right. Dude, and the fact that you have someone like Mr. Critical talking about this shit, like, it's over. Like, this is the nail in the coffin. He is destroying this company. People don't understand how much weight this goober just sitting on his chair is saying gooner words and crush, and it matters. It literally matters. It was all brand shit. And the craziest part is the CEO's apology video was, I apologize for using the term negligible. It wasn't negligible. You see, we actually lost 18% of our company's value. A $5 billion company. I'm not a major fan of VShojo, but at least I appreciate that they let their VTubers keep their IPs. Well, I mean, again, it's a very different structure. The people that join VShojo are existing VTubers with huge fan bases. They would never sign the contract if VShojo keeps their IPs. And also, by the way, VShojo likely does keep the IPs of the actual models that it makes for the talent. That's very possible. So, again, every company has its ups and downs, but Nijisanji, you could join Nijisanji if you're a nobody and you pass the auditions, whereas VShojo is only going to accept you if you have a massive brand. Every company has different strategies and a different structure, and Nijisanji's structure is called the fuck off structure. It's where they hire you, they put you in front of a fan base, and then they fuck off.
Problems for them, this and that. It was just fucking stupid. A bunch of dirty barnacles. And then Selin went to her original account, her original brand of Doki Bird, to explain what actually happened, is that due to the harassment and bullying and the toxic environment Nijisanji created, she made an attempt on her own life and landed in the hospital.
Which is a very human thing. And the fact that Nijisanji is still just talking about this like numbers, looks at fucking Selene almost killing herself and being like, beep boop pop! VTuber termination broke the rules in terms of conditions. They let Nazuna keep the IP of their model they gave her. That's honestly awesome. That's awesome that VShojo did that.
Luckily, she survived and is still with us today, but she no longer would be silenced by this company and bullied into being silent, so she started to explain what happened behind the scenes that led to all of this stress and all of these problems. She lawyered up and is engaged in now a legal
very ugly legal battle
with Nijisanji, presumably, that is being worked on. And that is where all of this really started. That's when the floodgates opened. And with all of this information out there now, people were able to go back to some previous Nijisanji talent with a finer tooth comb and see that the signs of a sinking ship had been there for quite a while. Signs of a company that mistreats its employees, signs of a company that is mismanaged and just downright diabolical behind closed doors.
Diabolical! Sorry, I hear Billy Butcher every time I hear that word.
I want to go over that because we have a lore master in the comments section of a live stream fails clip that I think does an extraordinary job of just laying all of this information out. So our guide is Weebshitter69.
Oh, dude, now that's a name I would trust.
A great name for a great philosopher.
Oh my god, dude, stop.
So Weebshitter starts by explaining what Nijisanji is and how big Nijisanji is. and then takes us back to the past. March 10th, 2023, one of Nijisanji's newer talents, Zion Lanza, was terminated, which again is being fired, publicly, and then put out this bullet point list of the infractions that they accrued.
Dude, the Zion shit was so much worse than I mean, obviously, I don't want to say it's worse than the Selen thing. How can we compare when Selen almost did something unthinkable? But what they did to Zion sickened me so much. That's when I, like, gloves off, never wanted to collab with Niji people after that so much. Again, I don't lump the talent in with the company, but I've just been so turned off from the entire situation ever since then. And I've done my best. Look, I've supported Zion literally the entire time. When she got banned originally, and they laid out their bullet points of all the awful shit that Zion did, like, I immediately messaged her, make sure she's okay and stuff, and whatever. Everyone that gets into drama at some point, when it first happens and the world starts collapsing around you, everyone wants to apologize, because you feel like if you just apologize, you'll make things right. I think there was a part of Zion that wanted to do that as well. And just be like, I'm sorry, like, please forgive me, because that's what people, that's the knee-jerk reaction. And I told her, don't you dare fucking apologize. Don't you dare apologize. You apologize, you'll never be able to take that back.
And at the time, people sided with Nijisanji, but then stated that
Not everybody! You got your boy over here! I'm just saying. I dropped the video. I'm just saying.
They handled it was a little unprofessional, especially coming from a multi-million-dollar company and
multi-billion-dollar company.
Overall, not great. But since Zion no longer had access to their accounts, she returned to her original account that she had before joining, which was Sayu Synchronicity. Now, if you've followed this story for a while, you've probably seen this meme tossed around about Sayu was right, or Sayu tried to warn us, and this is what they're referring to. On that account, she revealed more information about her own experiences inside the company, hinting at a toxic environment, incompetent management and bullying, stealth suspensions, etc., and she further stated that she hopes other talent realize their own worth and that they deserve better. Some people sided with Sayu, but most didn't at the time. Then in May of 2023, Selen Tatsuki hosts a contest letting her fans design her next outfit. Nijisanji management tried to put a stop to the very act of compensating the artists for their designs, while also trying to assert that artists who enter the contest should hand over the rights to the artwork for free. Selen refuses this notion and pays the winners out of her own pocket instead. She, a while after that, hinted that management no longer allowed her to organize events anymore.
What? So stupid. Again, this is the Nijisanji management maneuver. We will give you an audience, and we will not help you with anything. In fact, we will hinder your creative visions in every possible way. Like, dude, what is... I'm telling you, this is like the dark ages of talent management. This is the worst and most decrepit crevices of the idol industry in Japan.
Which sounds about par for the course for a company like Nijisanji, where July 8th of 2023, Nina Kosaka graduated, meaning they left on good terms, had a farewell stream, but then comes back later with VShojo, which is another VTuber agency, as Matara Khan. That information will be pertinent later. August 27th of 2023, Mista Rias also graduates, saying that he was burnt out and no longer had any drive, and reappeared shortly after as K9 Kudo as the first male VTuber in VShojo. Dude. Again, information that'll be important here soon. Once they settled in,
yeah, it's insane. Whoever jumped off this yacht before it completely sank, they really did so well. Oh my god, oh my god. I'm just saying, listen, if anyone from Nijisanji wants someone to talk to, and again, lips sealed. I don't leak shit. You know I don't leak shit because I could have gotten clout out of leaking shit over this one drama alone. All right? Lips sealed. If you have someone you want to talk to, you want to ask for advice, you don't have to listen to it all. I won't even say that we spoke. You can reach out to me and I'll do my best to help. I don't think you are to be blamed by the missteps of your company necessarily. I do, however, stand by my metric saying that 1 in 4 streamers are bad people. So chances are 25% of you are probably assholes. No offense. But if you want to reach out, lips sealed, go ahead. Feel free to do so.
Statements from both of them saying how surprised they were that management in VShojo were actually helping them achieve their creative aspirations started to come out, and how they finally feel like they have worth after being repeatedly told by some that they did not. strongly echoing Sayu's previous statements, even revealing that they did not receive the YouTube plaques on their own channels during
This is old news, but it's insane.
their time in Nijisanji, but rather that the company kept them.
The fact that Nijisanji, they are such like wildly controlling, manipulative people that they weren't even giving the YouTube play buttons to their talent is insane. Like, this is a level of egomania that I could have never comprehended before. The CEO just sits there every night on his throne of gold and silver play buttons. Why would he not give it to them? It's not even money. You can't do anything with it.
Nijisanji kept the plaques from the YouTube channels, meaning the 100,000 subscriber play button or the gold play button for 1 million. The talent didn't even see them.
I think the reason why not is because it looks like they own it. And they're like, no, we own you. Let's not forget that we own you. We own you. And not even willing to give them an inch, a fraction of ownership over their channel.
Now, while Sayu was a relatively new member of Nijisanji at the time, Nina and Mista were considered cornerstone. Thus, the tides started to slowly turn. And then they jump a bit forward in the timeline, and that's when they fast forward to the Selen Christmas catastrophe with the music video that got taken down by management. And then in January, with the departure of Pomu Rainpuff, more people started to wonder how bad things were at Nijisanji. Pomu Rainpuff was one of their biggest VTubers and shocked everyone when they announced their graduation. Yeah. And it was even more shocking when people didn't hear from Selen since they were friends. So that's when people started to worry about her safety. And then in February, another liver named Kyo Kaneko announced the graduation, which again brought the community into an uproar, wondering why is there so many people departing all at once here? Is there like a waiting list, like this fucking purgatory or something with people waiting to go to the other side? And then on February 5th, Nijisanji released that termination notice. And that's when Doki Bird talked about what actually happened with her hospitalization following her unalive attempt that was built up from the stress that Nijisanji put upon her.
I think the saddest part of this Nijisanji situation for me is the fact that none of this is even a little bit surprising. Like, I wish it would be remotely surprising, but it's just not. It's like, this is how they've been operating for years, and it's just inevitable that the House of Cards is going to fall down.
And a lot of information started to come out, both from artists and other people who had previously worked with them, claiming that working with Nijisanji was never very good. There was delay in payments, NDAs being sent multiple times with the wrong name, just so many different things. But Selen had always paid the artists out of her own pocket during this period of turmoil while trying to work with Nijisanji. And following all of this new information coming to light, the public was understandably outraged, because this is just some deplorable garbage.
And it leaves the public to sit here and wonder, what is Nijisanji doing for these talent? They're taking a massive cut of the revenue. They're taking 98% of the merch sales. What do they do? They're not even paying for the art or the projects that these talents are doing. They're cucking them around every single corner, stopping them from doing literally anything. Stopping them from playing video games, stopping them from saying these nuts, controlling their freaking motor functions. It's like the weirdest breath play freaking BDSM situation in the universe. Like, we have to tell you when you're allowed to breathe. Like, what is Niji doing for them that's positive? The answer is the platform. But that's literally it. They give you a platform and they control your life.
The dam broke and they were flooded with tons and tons of angry fans. The tornado...
I don't count. I was never a fan. So I am just an angry, chaotic overlord watching from the sidelines at something that he knew was inevitable, because Karma is fucking awesome and has a machine gun.
Flew through and picked up 500 septic tanks, and the shitstorm that came...
Dude, I knew he was going to say septic tank at some point. That doesn't count as pre-watch. He always says septic tank, okay? He always says septic tank. It doesn't count as pre-watch. Don't say pre-watch.
And with it was something that Nijisanji couldn't have possibly predicted. So Nijisanji's stakeholders started to suffer. They lost several sponsorships because of all of this. Apparently their stock price, like their valuation or whatever, started to plummet.
Their stock price dropped 18% in the last week. Now, they don't care that Selen almost killed herself, but you see, this sucks for them. A lot.
Well, it was a huge hit to their company, and it only continued.
I mean, I said this at the end of my last stream, but I'm going to say it again, because it's horrible, and I think that it's a level of horribleness that I think would be important for people to recognize. how I think of them, I think they would have really wanted Selene to go through with committing on a live. I think they absolutely would have preferred that. Like, if you would ask them, maybe they would say no, but they absolutely, like, for them, that's just a better bottom line. And it's fucking horrible to even can think about something that evil and shit, but I really think that you have to understand where I think the headspace is at. This is for me, this is the worst part, okay? For everyone, it's the lack of management and shit. For me, the lack of management is the oldest news in the world, and every time I said this, Niji fans would come down my throat with fucking chainsaws and jackhammers, upset at me for hating on their favorite multicolored company.
Continues to get worse by the day. So, Selene revealed that she had spent like $250,000 of her own money on projects throughout the last year there, so she made no profit. And a very interesting piece of information that people brought up is that in December of 2022, Mista Rios had a slip of the tongue revealing that talent only gets 1% of merch sales.
Wow. Oh, wow.
And other reports stating that it was a whole 2%. And this serves to showcase that Nijisanji doesn't just harass and bully their talent directly.
No.
They also financially fuck them.
Don't say fandom. Don't say findom. It's like the financial domination OnlyFans shit.
That is downright criminal. Only giving 1 or 2% if they're feeling gracious enough of
oh my God.
merch.
And VTubers move so much merch. They move so much merch. They take 2%. They can let them have 2% of merch sales.
And I saw a couple people defending this. And let me just go ahead and take you in real quick, because it looks like you blew in from Stupidville. That is unacceptable. Yes, the VTube...
Well, technically, they signed the contract, so it's okay. Listen. That doesn't make it a good deal. It's like I could sign a contract to let me freaking, sex traffic you, but that doesn't make it a good deal.
YouTubers here don't actually own their avatar or anything. That does belong to Nijisanji, and they signed the contract and agreed to that. But without them, that merch doesn't move. They are still the sole force for why that merch sells.
Not only is that the only reason why Nijisanji has a fan base is because of the talent. The fan base is the talent. You think anyone cares about the CEO and managers of Nijisanji? No one knows these people exist. Every penny they make is because of the talent.
Sells in the first place, thus should be compensated fairly. If they don't make that tweet about the merch being available, if they don't talk about it on stream, 0 people buy it. And to only give them a 1 or at most 2% cut of that is just laughably pathetic and it's just depraved.
And the wildest part is, okay, listen, again, I don't want to get into this because I'm afraid Nijisanji's gonna be even more upset at me than they already are. What's hilarious is Nijisanji's blacklisted me in the past, and here I am. Here I stand upon the bones and rubble of the fallen foes. Oh, you really tried blacklisting me? Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm just gloating a little bit too much here. But I've convinced people out of joining Nijisanji in the past. Like, I have done that. I've literally done that. And I've been like, look at the contract. What are they giving you? And they're like, I don't know, but it's Nijisanji. I'm like, no, don't do it.
Really. And this also led to a meme that you've probably seen if you've been keeping up with it, about how Nijisanji's CEO was too busy on his yacht that he built on the back of his talent through exploiting them financially.
See, the yacht actually floats on the gold and silver play buttons that he uses as paneling.
It comes from this information, where apparently the CEO had flexed that he had a yacht that he had recently purchased or something. I didn't look into that too deeply, but I keep seeing that pop up everywhere with people citing different sources for it.
Sink the yacht, source. I made it the fuck up.
I believe that that's probably something that happened because
the guy's worth $1.5 billion doubloons. Okay? It's believable.
Because they are legitimately just exploiting their talent here. This is a completely unacceptable split. Under no circumstances should this be allowed. That is crazy. And what's even crazier is I know they're not the only ones that do that to their talent.
I sent Charlie a few months ago a whole write-up with a lot of research that was done about idol companies, VTuber companies, including Nijisanji and Hololive, and I sent him a whole thing on that. Dude, I feel like, okay, I'm obviously imagining this, and this is parasocial relationship talking because I love this man. But I feel like I'm the little devil on his shoulder being like, oh no.
Space. I have seen some very unfair deals. Now, not this bad. I will say...
No, the 2% merch sale, that's the worst deal in the history of deals.
This is exceptionally horrible. But I wasn't surprised to learn that when I first saw that they take 98% of merch sales.
Only 98. They could be taking 99. I'm just saying, like, the benefit of the doubt here. They could have been worse.
Because these VTuber agencies look for every possible way, at least the contracts I've seen from some of them, to squeeze every dime possible out of that talent while not letting them get the lion's share most of the time. I'm having to tiptoe around this a little bit because I don't.
You don't want to get. They're gruesome. It's a gruesome situation that every time someone talks shit about you, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this, but allegedly, it's possible. Nijisanji caught a fan shitting on their design on Twitter, and their Twitter handle had their personal information, and they sued them. What a troll! Like a random Twitter troll. They actually sued them, allegedly, maybe. And the fact that this stuff keeps happening is insane.
No, I don't want to get in any hot water with it, but yeah, it fucking sucks. That is awful. Now back to the Weeb Shitter archives here.
Yes.
Weeb Shitter then talks about what happened last night, which is what I want to talk about as well. So, the clip that he is referring to is DokiBird was streaming. She has now come back to streaming, trying to, just have a good time with her community again, and things are going extremely well. She went from 10,000 subs to now over 500,000 subscribers.
So dope. So dope to see the success. Dude, every time Nijisanji fucks up again, they are literally driving people to support the person that they fired and hate the most. Every move and every moment they take, they are literally fueling the fire of their greatest adversary. It's so nice to see.
Her first stream back had over 100K concurrent, absolutely fucking crushing it.
Yeah, that's huge.
And last night during her stream, which was her first gaming stream since being back, she had to end it early because fellow livers Alira Pandora, who'd been quiet since the announcement of Selen's termination, started a stream at the same time called A Message from Nijisanji.
Also, there is no way that's a coincidence, right? The fact that planned the Nijisanji response to go live the absolute moment that Selen started streaming on her own channel, like, to happen at exactly the same time with no warning. Again, this is tinfoil hat Nuxanor moment. They absolutely 100% set that up to happen so that DokiBird could get flustered on her stream and say something that they can take out of context and sue her with. 100% they tried to slip her up and make her freak out on her stream. It's like a monstrous tactic, and it's insane. It's insane. Like, if she would have gone on that stream and be like, well, what did they say? And react to that in person and get all emotional and personal about it and said something she regrets, they literally would have baited her into burying herself. And even if they would throw Vox and Alira Pandora and Ike under the bus, the three talent that they used as their mouthpieces to say this shit, even if they would all get thrown under the bus, it would have been worth it for DokiBird to fall on her sword. No proof that they did this. But you will be hard-pressed to convince me that that was not done completely intentionally.
And during the stream, she was joined by other Nijisanji VTubers, Ike Eveland and Vox Akuma. Both of them were thought to be friends of Selen, or DokiBird. And they read a totally not scripted message expressing how sad and betrayed they felt that Selen had given out.
Yeah, and also, by the way, the fact that they started off that saying, we wanted to say this, we volunteered to say this. Like, but the crazy thing is, when it comes to Nijisanji, them saying we volunteered to say this could just be a lie. It could just be Nijisanji telling them that they have to say that they volunteered to say it.
Like real names and other required information about livers in her legal document that she sent over to Nijisanji, and some of them stating that they had thoroughly read through it, as well as presenting Discord snippets between Selen and management, when it was presented by them thinking that it would absolve them. Now, I truly believe that Nijisanji forced them to make this video.
Even though they said they volunteered!
I think that they were 100% pressured into making this statement. I don't think the VTubers chose this, nor do I think they really believe what they were saying.
Wait, are they in Japan right now? Alira, Pandora, Vox, and Ike, are they actually physically in Japan? Because if so, they're probably terrified of getting their pantsuit off.
Because you'd have to be on some goddamn idiot juice to think that that was a good idea. Obviously, this is just inviting everyone in the community to throw tomatoes at you and scream, "Boo! Boo! You stink."
Just the fact that it's like a 15-minute video streamed on their channel where the whole chat was just spamming L's the whole time.
Like, it is a terrible statement from them, and it... The obvious big problem here, one that Doki Bird also had to call attention to, is
they leaked her medical documents to other parties. Like, holy shit.
That it seems Nijisanji seemingly shared confidential information with these parties that are unrelated to the issues, which could potentially include her medical information. Which is fucking illegal. You can't do that. You can't just share this personal information. You can't break NDAs, and you certainly can't share sensitive medical information. There's protections in place for that.
It's super duper illegal. It's more than super duper illegal. It's mega illegal, especially because she's in Canada, and Canada has the PIPEDA law, or whatever the hell it's called, that it makes it super duper illegal no matter where you are. Now, Nijisanji's response to, I'm sure he's gonna get to it, but Nijisanji's response to this was insane. It was that, well, we know that other talent was involved because you mentioned other talent, so technically that makes them part of the situation. So if they're part of the situation, then we could talk to them about it. And I know that we are not allowed to leak it, but they're allowed to leak it because you never told them not to leak it, which is like the most back-ass words, backflip mentality I've ever heard in my life. And the funniest part is, in my opinion, okay, I'm sure he's gonna say it, but the fact that they end their message with, "We've conducted an internal investigation and we've discovered that we've in fact done nothing wrong at all," which is fucking awesome. Fucking great.
That's a highly illegal thing to do. Meanwhile, goofballs at fucking Nijisanji here were real loosey-goosey with Doki Bird's information.
Dude, the CEO of Nijisanji is just Lumpy Space Princess, and no one knew about it.
Confidential information, it seems. So I'll go ahead and play the clip from Doki Bird when she learned about all of this.
Despite everything that has happened, I was very sad to find out a personal document that was only shown between 3 different...
Dude, I'm so happy she was so eloquent about it and she didn't just lose her shit.
...parties had to be leaked out because it was a document I made for my lawyer, and it was a document that was not supposed to be shown anywhere else but to me and my lawyer, and to the lawyers on the other side, and we were promised it was not to be shown anywhere else.
Because that's how the
stream started 17 minutes ago, and that video was out enough that everyone already knew what it was about.
Process is supposed to work in a fucking legal battle where you're not sharing confidential information with others unrelated to the fucking legal battle taking place. But I guess Nijisanji, being the goobers they are, for some reason tried to weaponize that information by giving it to Selen's friends, and most likely,
basically threaten doxing her, alright? You're dancing around the freaking pony over here. Bro, everyone's walking around the fire saying kumbaya. They're threatening to dox her and release all this stuff to the public. Because they also said that, well, we're not going to leak it to the public, but the talent needs to know. And also the talent is allowed to leak it to the public because they never signed that they're not going to do it. What does that mean? How many steps do you need to say that they're threatening to leak your information?
I'll say there's a
we're not willing. We're just going to leak it with a proxy. Don't worry.
High chance forcing them to make that video a message from Nijisanji, which is a terrible video.
Oh yeah, it's so
that
bad.
I don't think they wanted to make because
so
they
bad.
have to have known it'd be a disaster for them on a personal level. Like they're
I wonder what's going on right now in like Vox's head. I know he's not happy. I know he's in a very bad mood. That's for sure. But like, God damn it, dude.
careers are definitely taking a hit because of that. But I feel like Nijisanji was trying to strong-arm them into doing it because, from the sound of things...
I hope the man's okay. Like, I don't want you to think that I have anything personal, like, vendetta shit. I think he was probably strong-armed into doing this to a large extent. And I don't want to... Dude, I hope he's okay. Hope all these people are okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm messaging him. I'm just I'm just scared. I'm gonna message him and Niji Talent is gonna see it and get him in trouble for oh no.
It looks like anyone that signs with Nijisanji is basically just their fucking hostage for the entire time you're with the agency. Dokibird went on Twitter to once again say that it was never supposed to be shown to anyone other than me, the lawyer, and any other relevant lawyers. It was a private document with personal information, and then expressed concern, wondering if her medical and hospital records were also released without her consent, since that was also promised to be kept private. She says she's currently talking to her lawyer, and thankfully only her diagnosis and reason for hospital stay was reported without further private info being disclosed.
Bruh.
So that's currently where everything's at right now, and Nijisanji is bleeding out. So much so that the C made his own little YouTuber apology video, which is trash.
Oh my god, it's so bad. It's the worst YouTuber apology ever. Dude, Logan Paul needs to fucking he come out of the depths of hell. Bro, I am not even exaggerating when I say the ukulele apology video is not even close to as bad as this one.
I was going to play you clips from his apology video, but with Nijisanji, you never really know what stupid shit they're gonna do, so I didn't want to risk getting a
Everyone's been through copyright bullshit before. No one wants to deal with Niji over that.
strike on it for
Especially because Japan's copyright laws are so bullshit anyway.
covering it. So instead, I'll just go ahead and refer to the article here. One of the main things that he apologizes for off rip is that after announcing the termination of Selen, there was a notice that was published saying that the impact this would have on the company's performance would be
My favorite
negligible.
word!
And he says that this was a misunderstanding, and they just
Oh my god, he made a whole video apologizing about the word negligible and then hyping up future events that Niji's gonna have. What planet are you on? Whip out the ukuleles, ladies and gentlemen. This is crazy.
used inconsiderate word choice for it and recognizes that
Oh, she tried to kill herself? Sorry for using the word negligible. Anyway, definitely subscribe, leave a like, buy my merch. New 3D concert coming out.
Selen was integral to the growth of Nijisanji English branch.
Selen was good for business, so it hurts us just as much as it hurts you. Oh my god, I can so see him thinking that. Selen was very good for our business, and therefore, I am so sad that this happened. Anyway, new concert coming out soon.
And really, the whole thing more just seems like a statement to investors, like on a business side of things, as opposed to like a legitimate apology for anything that happened. To me, it comes across as super corpo, soulless suit speak, like, yeah, we terminated Selen, whatever.
Yeah, she almost tried to kill herself.
That's well, who cares? What really matters is the investors not losing faith. So we'll make this video to try and regain that investor faith so we can keep raking in those big bucks.
Where is Nijisanji going from here? Where are they going from here?
Promises like very vague things about change is coming, we need better systems in place that we're working towards this and that. But none of it really comes across as sincere, especially considering that if you really wanted to make a good faith, like strong stance, like we need to change, start with monetarily. It's now come out that your talent gets fucked financially when it comes to their split on like merch sales and things like that. If you really want to make a good faith, like convincing, compelling argument that you're going to change, start there. I would like to see that because you can easily showcase that one. It's going to be hard to convey to the public that you're changing things behind the scenes because, again, that's behind the scenes. It's always going to be something that the public's never going to be fully privy to. But your merch split with your talent,
okay, I feel like the merch split, like, yeah, it's true, the 2% shit, that's awful. But, like, that's a drop in the bucket of horrible PR and contractual obligations. Like, you're right. That would actually at least be showing that they're making a step towards helping the talents. But that is nowhere near enough.
It is public. If you allow your VTubers to talk about it, they can say, hey, look, we just got raised up a ton of percentage when it comes to our merch split, and we really appreciate that.
We like to call ourselves philanthropists in these parts. We give 4% of the merch to the talent now, and we want you to accept our forgiveness.
Sign of goodwill, you know, and maybe things will get better in the future elsewhere, too. But personally, I don't see them making any meaningful changes.
No, and at this point, anything that they actually do, anything that they actually do is not actually going to help their appearance. Because everything that they do is like, we're sorry that we were caught. Like, at this point, it's just gonna be like PR stunts and everything. Not that they actually care, which is better than nothing, but like, what are we even talking about? A crack or who fucked up already? Like, bro, dude, I don't see like an apology video with a ukulele, and increasing the merch split to 4% for talent is really gonna help anyone see that Nijisanji is like out there for the good of the people.
To company culture or the way things happen behind the doors or anything monetarily, I just don't see them really doing a whole lot to improve. And I think the community feels largely the same way, which is why Nijisanji...
They're trying to plug the Titanic's hole with chewing gum, and it's not working.
...continues to fester here. Now, while they haven't fully gone...
Mark my words, this is gonna happen. The core owners of Nijisanji are going to be the core owners of a brand new VTuber agency that's gonna be starting in a year. Now, of course, the CEO steps down because he was a bad guy, and he's gonna take accountability, even though secretly behind the scenes he owns, like, all that shit. Don't worry, he's gonna step down. However, with the power of Bungie and Gum, they are going to put together a brand new VTuber agency that is going to be really good and ethical, and they are gonna give their talents a 50% merch split. They are gonna be so good, they're gonna care so freaking much, you don't even know. That's probably what's going to happen, and it's going to probably be run by the same exact staff, just trying to save their name by declaring bankruptcy of some sort. Anyway, sorry to pre-watch reality, but that's going to happen.
Under or anything of that nature, they are definitely trending in a downward death spiral at the moment, where it seems more graduations are on the way, most likely, or perhaps even terminations to more talent, and the public is not super excited about the future of Nijisanji English branch. Now, the English branch of Nijisanji is just one component of it. Its biggest is still the Japanese sector.
Oh, yeah.
But I have to imagine if the English branch flounders and fails, it's going to be bad for Nijisanji as a whole, because it's still...
Obviously, I mean, look, when I got into my VTuber drama and I got blacklisted by Nijisanji, I was blacklisted to the Japanese talents too. A lot of people think that just because the Japanese VTubers are obviously streaming in Japanese and the English speakers don't understand them, and the English-speaking VTubers, like the Japanese audience doesn't understand them necessarily as well, by the fact that there is that language barrier for audience, it is a very small company. Whenever there is an actual drama that goes on in either community, either the English speakers or the Japanese speakers, everyone is on top of it. Everyone knows exactly what's happening. And I'll use myself as an example. I got into VTuber drama back in the day, companies and stuff, whatever happened. Japanese VTubers that I've never spoken to before in my life that had issues with their companies followed me. Like freaking Rushia. Rushia got banned from HoloLive. Her alt account immediately followed me. Like, and I never heard it. What the hell do you have to do with me? You don't even speak English. But I'm just saying, the actual communities are much more connected than people think. Just because we don't understand each other's streamers, it doesn't mean we don't follow what's going on everywhere. Also, AnyColor lost 18% of their stock over the last 5 days. 5 days, 18% of their stock. That's not just their English branch stock. That's their whole fucking company going down by probably $1 billion worth in the last 5 days.
Still was a sizable chunk of their company.
Yeah.
And that's going to affect that side of things too. So it's definitely something that they wouldn't like to see go away, I would imagine. But it's looking like it's going towards that direction.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, I just wanted to cover this a bit, because it is a huge deal, and one of those situations where a company that was really at a point where it was probably too big to fail.
Right, it really looked too big to fail. Like, even the way they treated Zion. And again, I was on Zion's side, and y'all support her, okay? Go to Sayu, go to freaking Sayu's channel and support her. Spam Eggboy shit in her chats, okay? Freaking support the shit out of Sayu. She deserves all that love. But the fact that when that was going on, and I defended her, I got so much hate, because the company couldn't be that bad, right?
And I'm wishing the absolute best for Doki Bird going forward. Hopefully, the legal process she's engaged in is smooth and an easy W, and hopefully her streams continue to pop off. So, best of luck to her, and yeah, that's really about it. See ya.
Oh my god, I cannot believe this just happened. Doki Bird 2 minutes ago tweeted, "Ladies and gentlemen, it is a good day." I mean, oh guys, I have such bad news. Rooster Teeth is closing down. No! For those of you that are unaware, Rooster Teeth, they own Ruby. They own lots of stuff like Death Battle. Although Death Battle is probably just going to continue under Screw Attack or whatever they're called. They're not actually going to be. But no, not Rooster Teeth, the company that's copyrighted me like 10 times. No! Oh, I feel so bad. All right, let's see what we actually got here. I can't say I'm like, listen, I'm just saying I'm outliving my enemies. Not that Rooster, by the way, Rooster Teeth has never been an enemy, okay? I am the chaotic asshole that sits on the side and watches the world burn, okay? I do nothing. I just sit and cackle. And sometimes it has impacts on other people's lives. Not that it should, but let's see what we got here. My boy, Moist Critical, is going to be talking about the downfall of Rooster Teeth.
Today I've got the black shirt on.
Ah! Black shirt on! Jump scare! Lord have mercy!
This funeral service for one of YouTube's
Okay, why is the quality shite?
First major content teams, Rooster Teeth. After 21 years, Warner Bros. Discovery has announced that it's shutting down Rooster Teeth. Now, they're not getting outright euthanized and going to the Shadow Realm or anything, because there are certain Rooster Teeth projects that will persist past this, but by and large, Rooster Teeth, as you've known them, will cease to operate in the capacity.
No! I'm sorry. Listen, I can't help but be a little bit sarcastic. Just the tiniest, itty-bittiest amount of sarcasm. Okay? Listen, I'm just trying to find a way that I can show this to you without actually leaking any legal shit. Dude, they changed the name. On my copyright claims, it used to say Rooster Teeth, and now it doesn't. These copyright claims used to say that they were owned by Rooster Teeth, and they don't anymore. Huh? There's no way I'm dreaming. There's no way I'm just making this up. Now there's just a string of letters and numbers. The videos are still copyrighted, don't get me wrong. But they used to say Rooster Teeth. Huh? What? Okay, alright, that's weird. I don't even know how that happened. Maybe I'm imagining it. Let's see what we got.
Capacity that it has been. With its closure, about 150 full-time employees will be laid off, with additional contractors and content creators taking a huge hit as well. Wishing the employees...
That sucks. I really hope all the employees and all the content creators that worked with them do really well.
He's the best moving forward. I hope they find work elsewhere. Just a pretty sad set of circumstances all around, because I know a lot of people, myself included, have very fond memories of this brand. Rooster Teeth was one of the pillars of internet content creation for gaming for...
And then it became corporatized! Listen, I'm a very cynical guy. If you came here for very hard-hitting, empathetic speeches about love and kindness, you've come to the wrong place!
A long time. With series like Red vs. Blue, which were these incredible machinimas that really kind of changed the space for a while and had an unbelievable influence online. I still remember being this soiled diaper, baby boy, toddler.
God, I remember when he was soiled diaper too.
Still drinking milk and having nightmares about cursive handwriting. Going into GameStop and seeing a Red vs. Blue DVD for sale there.
What?
And I couldn't believe it. My fucking mind exploded out of my ears because I knew it from the internet.
Yeah, that's wild. It's like the fact that Has Been Hotel has like an actual TV show. Titan of Spice, thanks for the gifted sub. You know how Has Been Hotel has an actual TV show on Prime? And it's just like, it's a YouTube story. It's a YouTube animation, bro. And it's on Prime! I know. So I totally get the feeling of seeing something that you've loved from the internet actually being successful.
And at the time, the internet to me was still this mysterious dimension where, you know, Timmy Turner floats around in the cyberspace on an email. But now I was seeing this piece of internet content I was familiar with in the real world, the corporeal dimension, and I thought it was the coolest shit ever. And it still is extremely impressive what they were able to do. And for so long as well.
My favorite part was when they forgot to animate Ruby. My favorite part was when they decided to make Ruby shit after 3 seasons. That was my favorite part.
Semen Hunter, another absolute
Semen Hunter?
Colossal success in the gaming space online. Rooster Teeth was just the gold standard for gaming-related content for so long, absolutely crushing it. And it is pretty tragic to see how this story played out for Rooster Teeth in the more recent years. Now, Warner Bros. Has been on this absolute warpath, just leaving mangled corpses in their wake where they're
It's so interesting to me because maybe it's because they copyrighted me a couple of times and it's annoying. Maybe that's why. But I vaguely remember Rooster Teeth making a lot of really bad statements about and doing a lot of shitty things when it comes to Ruby and talking about some stuff. Maybe I'm just totally wrong, but I feel like Rooster Teeth really corporatized, and I can't feel sad about this for some reason.
Just fucking frying everything they own. And it looks like Rooster Teeth is going to be joining Coyote vs. Acme in their dumpster out back. But unlike Coyote vs. Acme, this one I think a lot of people expected.
Yeah, Rooster Teeth was in its death throes stage for a long time. What's his name? The guy that died a couple years ago at Ruby? At Rooster Teeth?
I don't think anyone was jump scared by this news. Yes, Warner Bros. Recent business strategy appears to just be friendly fire out the wazoo. It seems like they're operating under the assumption of, if we own nothing, surely we can't continue to lose money. But
dude, Disney's been trying. Disney's been trying to lose money. Every single new movie they're trying to lose money. Monty Ohm, yeah, dude, that's so sad. The creator of Ruby died, yeah.
Them axing Rooster Teeth and putting them in the Warner Bros. Cemetery, burying them out back, is not shocking. For the last, 5 or so years, Rooster Teeth has been really treading water. They've been struggling, and they've got no water wingies to help them. Social Blade only goes as far back as 2021, but you can already see that their views had stagnated and often would decline. Before this, they were an absolute juggernaut.
They were huge. Rooster Teeth was absolutely colossal in this space. I remember when Rooster Teeth originally launched, when they originally launched Ruby, it was so massive, Giguk talked about it like it was the new best anime of all time that just came out. So that's how colossal it was when it started. That the fact that Giguk was making dedicated videos on an animation that looked like ass, like that's insane.
The scene. So starting in 2021, they were averaging between 8 to 10 million views a month. Whereas
can you
in
believe
their heyday, it?
Oops. I just went to Rooster Teeth's channel just to show you guys like what I mean. Rooster Teeth has 9 million subscribers. If you look at their videos, like this one has 200,000 views, all right? This one is 14,000, 25,000, 60,000, 10,000, 11,000. They struggle to hit 10K views on their videos. Literally struggle to hit 10K views. And they have 9 million subscribers. Like, that's not just falling off. That's awful. Like, if you look at their big stuff, they have 26 million views on their big videos. Ruby was absolutely massive just because it was like some internet created thing that was made by just people trying to make something cool, right? If you look at all these big videos, they were all 10, 12 years ago, because at that point, it wasn't super corpified, and it was just people trying to make something because they were passionate about making it. They got so big, so huge, they corporatized. Monty Ohm died, rest in peace to my guy, and now they're making, the most laughing at Rooster Teeth in 2023. New Camp episodes. Woo! Root Tears podcast is off the rails. Yeah, they totally do this because they're in love with making content now, right, guys? Right? How to make friends as an adult. We spent how much on OnlyFans? Like it's insane how they went from like purely passion driven to just basic corpo slop. Is Ruby worth watching? I hear it's pretty good up till season 3. It's pretty good up till season 3. First season's not good. Seasons 2 and 3 are okay. The rest is awful.
Their prime, they were pulling in tens of millions of views per month and tens
per
of
month per video. Dude, Ruby was massive. It's something that people talked about. It had creative vision. Yes, the animation was bad, but it had vision, bro. It was a story that they wanted to tell. It was badass in its own way. And it just fell off terribly just because, they became a corpo, and then they started buying out other channels and other IPs just to slowly become a husk of what they used to be, and more of a hub MCN than an actual existing company creating something that's worth anything. Like, I'm pretty sure Rooster Teeth bought Death Battle, right? They saw Death Battle was doing well, and they were like, oh shit, we can buy that and take a cut of what they pull in.
Thousands of subscribers per month. There's a lot of factors that contributed to this decline, the main ones being just an overall loss of interest from a large chunk of their audience that just went to other channels elsewhere.
Well, I think it's part of it, but I think that the reason why they had such a huge loss of interest is because they decided to stop making things that they were stories and animations that they were passionate about, and decided to start making We Spent Our Money on OnlyFans.
Where there's also a ton of controversies that Rooster Teeth
Yeah!
kept finding themselves in that they were
Yeah.
never able to fully recover from.
I need a big, fat 30-minute video covering the controversies of Rooster Teeth.
And a lot of their biggest talent kept leaving them to just go independent and make their own shows and productions.
Yeah, because what do you need them for? Their passion is gone. What are they? They're just an investment, basically. They'll invest into your content if they think they can make off of you.
So all of this over time has just led to the current state of Rooster Teeth. It's not flourishing, and it's definitely not profitable. With 150 full-time employees and contractors and content creators, it's losing more money than fucking Madam Web.
Whoa! No! Not Morbius 2, Madam Web. But, like, here's what I mean, all right? So Rooster Teeth here, as you can see, they own Death Battle. Death Battle is a massive series on YouTube. Every Death Battle has sponsors and millions of views, and they're really, really successful. But, like, that's become Rooster Teeth's business model. They became so big through Ruby and passion projects, and then they basically reinvest their money in projects that they see as passion. They started investing in passion instead of creating something through passion. Anyway, they also got into a whole... Dude, I can't believe I'm mentioning this guy 2 streams in a row, but I might be misremembering here because it was a really long time ago, but dude, if I remember correctly, they were on the wrong side of history in the Vic Mignogna situation. I could be wrong, but I vaguely remember that also, which was a huge turnoff for people too.
So it's not surprising that Warner Bros. Made the decision to...
Were they? Let me look that up before I actually say anything. Yeah, they fired Vic Mignogna from the cast of Ruby, and Rooster Teeth is ending all associations with Mignogna 5 years ago. So Vic Mignogna, for those of you who are aware, he is a voice actor that voice acted Broly from Dragon Ball and Edward Elric, and there were like these sexual allegations against him that I'm pretty sure were proven false. Again, this was like 5 years ago. I might miss some details. I'm pretty sure they were proven false, and they still completely blacklisted him and fired him and all that, you know, just because the accusation was out there. Very preemptive to, and that also turned a lot of people off. I don't know. I just feel like they just had L on top of L on top of L. When they became just a purely corpo, that's when people realized, why am I so invested in this just corporation doing corporate shit? If I was really just gonna watch a corporation, I might as well just watch the average anime of the season instead of watching Ruby, which looks like shit.
Ultimately just put it to rest. Like, they didn't have many other choices. I guess they could take the 150 full-time employees and just transition them to being door-to-door asbestos sales.
You just rent out your 150 employees as Uber drivers. No.
Reps. You'd probably find more money in that than
Oh
what they were
my
currently
God.
finding with the Rooster Teeth brand,
Goddamn.
which is just sad to see it get to this point. But like I mentioned, it's not the end of everything Rooster Teeth related. They do plan on continuing the Roost podcast network for some time here while they
Because that's literally free.
evaluate outside
Costs
interest in
nothing.
acquiring it. There's also a
No one is going to be acquiring your podcast. I promise. I promise! No one is buying the Rooster Teeth podcast.
movie that's being worked on between Warner Bros. And Rooster Teeth that they
Okay.
plan on releasing.
It is pretty awesome that a company that started through passion and love for a project creating animations on YouTube actually blew up to the point through YouTube alone and passion of fans that it was owned by Warner Brothers or worked with Warner Brothers at all. Like, that's pretty awesome. That is pretty dope. Like, and then they, you know.
Though I'd take that with a huge fucking grain of salt right now because Warner Bros. Has become infamous for just destroying movies that are pretty much done for the sake of a tax write-off, like what they've already done with Batgirl and now Coyote vs. Acme.
Wait, what? They canned Batgirl? Bro.
So there's a good chance that this one they just wiped their ass with at the finish line per usual. And they are also currently exploring options for Rooster Teeth's content catalog and some of
Warner Brothers just taps their fingers together. Hi, Rooster Teeth. You are a tax write-off. Goodbye.
their IP like Red vs. Blue, Ruby, and Jinlock. So while there is still some Rooster Teeth related content that will survive Judgment Day here, it is still the end of the road for Rooster Teeth itself overall. The general manager of Rooster Teeth, Jordan Levin, made a statement, and I'm going to read this section of it.
All
He
right,
said,
all right.
"We've read the headlines about industry-wide layoffs and closures, and you've heard me give my perspective and updates on the rapidly changing state of media and entertainment during each of our monthly all-hands meetings. Since inheriting ownership and control of Rooster Teeth from AT&T following its acquisition of Time Warner, Warner Bros. Discovery continued its investment in our company, content, and community. Now, however, it's with a heavy heart I announce that Rooster Teeth is shutting down due to challenges facing digital media resulting from fundamental shifts in consumer behavior and monetization across platforms, advertising, and patronage."
Basically, we ain't making money. We're going out of business. Like, we would still be in business, but then we realized we're not actually making any money because the content that people actually cared about Rooster Teeth for is no longer being made. We could be making more shows with passion and love. We could be trying to make another amazing digital circus, but we decided we wanted to start a podcast instead. Well, that didn't go very well.
Now, there's a lot more in his statement here, but this is the only titty I'm going to suckle on from it. I think this part of the statement is the most telling about the challenges that they were facing, and it's challenges that anyone from the outside could also see them facing. As consumer behavior was changing, aka viewers choosing different things over Rooster Teeth and just having a lot more competition in the space, they were no longer like the only place for high quality gaming videos.
So interesting. I really don't think that's the issue. I mean, maybe I'm wrong because, again, I'm not super in the know on Rooster Teeth. My experience at Rooster Teeth is their quality and passion so clearly declined. Like, it's not just that they had more competition, which eventually had them die out over time. It's that, like, dude, you don't even need to go so far. All right, dude, we're opening up the Rooster Teeth channel again. We got no choice in the matter. Rooster Teeth. Rooster Teeth. Bro, brothers, homies, my friends, my home skillets. Bro, dude, look, okay? Let me show you what I mean, all right? You look at what they've been doing 10 years ago. Okay, bro, Ruby, they made an animated TV show. This is just a character trailer for Yellow. It doesn't even look good. It had a story. It was loved, okay? Yeah, they had some gaming videos in the early days, but what people really knew Rooster Teeth for, and at least in my mind, was always like the animations, the passion projects. They've never adapted at all, especially if you look at what they do now. Like, look at this content. Barbies versus Hobbits? What the hell is that? What the? Hot tips for sex dreams? Why would you make a video like this? Like, this is not what... Huh? Listen, I'm not making fun of the content. Maybe the content could exist somewhere. But this is obviously not what worked for you. Which drug am I? Why would someone click on this video? Again, who am I? All right, my main channel fell off a lot too. I'm not gonna make believe it didn't. I haven't been focusing on it as much. It's shadow banned and shit. But like, even if you go back a year ago, at least they've still been doing animations. Look, they're not the greatest animations, but at least they're animations. They've been getting 100,000 views on their animations, right? But then you go to what's going on in the last year. How to fake your personality? That's not the right content for the channel. I think that's why Rooster Teeth fell off so badly. I just think they lost passion for the craft and they completely forgot what their audience is. It was all peaceful until the Barbies attacked the Shire.
As the entire digital landscape started to shift, Rooster Teeth kept falling to the wayside, and people were just choosing competitors over them, so they were hemorrhaging their audience, and overall just found it difficult to adapt in the new environment. And
yeah, they found it difficult to adapt in the new environment because they were making videos based off BuzzFeed trends in 2016.
And then the monetization
6 things Barbies would do to the Hobbits. Thing number 4 will shock you.
and advertising changes they make mention of there. I believe the biggest things that affected Rooster Teeth was YouTube's change in how much money is generated by shorter content.
I hear that.
For a while,
that is possible. It became much less profitable to make short animations, even though that's really what got them going. Again, I think what Rooster Teeth should have evolved... It's a very good point, and I think it made them pivot a lot to long-form content, even if the long-form content is how Hobbits versus Barbies, okay? But I do think that they could have gone down, you know, the Vivzy Pop rabbit hole. They could have done glitch-style content. They could have focused on a passion project, on a story that's indie-made, literally creating something that could last, that has value, that's 20 minutes long. And yes, it'll take you a month to make it. But dude, Most of the profit they've been making over the last few years have been through purchased IPs anyway, like Death Battle and stuff like that.
Really matter how long a video was. What dictated the amount of money it earned was basically just views. But then the focus shifted to longer form content with the addition of mid-roll ads, which starting at 8 minutes, you can start putting in ad breaks.
Yeah, which is why I don't post shorts. Feel free to post clips of me, all right? I won't copyright you. Post as many clips of me as you want. They don't make no money, so I'm just going to keep posting long shit.
And this led to a lot of the focus on the digital landscape being for the longer form content to reach that 8-minute mark. Rooster Teeth's most popular content was usually sub 8 minutes. Their heaviest hitters that were consistently their bread and butter content, like the animated adventures, Red vs. Blue, Rage Quit, aside from a couple of Rage Quit videos which were more than 8 minutes, most of their big successful ones were under 8 minutes, usually.
So that's partially true. No, it is true. It is true. Their big videos were all like relatively short form. You know, trailers for different characters in Ruby, which were always like 3 minutes long. Little skits for Red versus Blue. But Ruby full season 2. All right, let's say they used to have this on YouTube. Did they? Wait, what the fuck? Did they actually take down their actual good content? There's no way. Dude, I feel like I'm being gaslighted everywhere I go right now. What is even going on? Where do they upload their full episodes of Ruby? Ruby Season 2, Episode 1. Just show me an episode of Ruby. It's literally all re-uploads on other channels. I don't understand this. What the frick? Why did they actually take down their content? Look at this, for example, okay? This is Ruby, Volume 2, Episode 1. It's a 4-minute clip. This isn't even on their actual channel and it has 1.5 million views. Like, it's not that it would be impossible for them to actually make a living by making videos that's monetizable on YouTube. They could have made videos like Hell of a Boss. Yeah, it would have taken a long time, but at least you're following the content that you'd actually been making. Dude, Red Like Roses Part 1.2. I don't even know what this is. It's somewhat Ruby related and it has 16 million views. This is a fight scene from the end of Volume 9. It's 7 minutes long, okay? Here's this. Chapter 1 of Ruby, and it's 12 minutes long, meaning it gets its mid-roll ads, and it has 16 million views. Guys, that's a lot of money. 16 million views is, okay, quick maths. It's over $50,000. So if they could have just churned out one chapter of some animation that they put their heart and soul into once every 2 months, that's good-ass money.
Between like the 1 to 4 minute ballpark for a lot of these. And I just feel like they took a massive financial hit with that because the content they were producing wasn't cheap stuff for the most part.
It is so it's really hard and expensive. Ruby's on Crunchyroll now. True.
And there's no way they were seeing a return off the ad revenue because the videos were too short to be reaching that like upper echelon of doubloons that you'd make from a YouTube video. So I just think that as they invested more money into these big projects, without increasing the runtime of a lot of them, they weren't seeing a lot of big returns on it, which probably hurt them. And I'm just speculating that that's the change that was probably the biggest thorn in their side, like the most annoying rock in their shoe. But the entire landscape of advertising online and monetization.
Yeah, dude, it is true. It's really, really true. It's true, YouTube absolutely cucked short videos for the sake of just cramming more sponsors on longer videos. In a way that is very sad for the people that are making short form animation, but a lot of people are able to find ways around that. And also, Patreon exists. If you make something that people love, people will support you anyway. I just feel like that all the passion for the craft died when it comes to Rooster Teeth. They completely dropped all of the things that had any life and soul. And they switched up to much more corpo mode, you know, making podcasts and, you know, buying other IPs that seem to be doing well, like Death Battle.
Has gone through huge changes since they began.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's probably the one that was the most hurtful to them. But anyway, I'll stop speculating on that and instead speculate on something else.
Let's go!
So, a lot of people have been wondering now with this
tinfoil condom
announcement, what's going to happen to all of the Rooster Teeth affiliated channels that are under their umbrellas.
My guess is they are all gonna keep doing exactly what they've been doing, except they are no longer owned by Rooster Teeth. That's my hot take.
Things like Funhouse or Slow Mo Guys, things like that, because Rooster Teeth had a lot of other channels.
Rooster Teeth owns Slow Mo Guys? That's crazy.
Outside of just their main one, how will they be affected? I have no fucking clue. It seems like a messy headache to me.
Wait,
since
he said now it's time to speculate, and then his speculation is I don't know. God, I love him so much.
The Rooster Teeth brand, which is of course owned by Warner Bros. Discovery, which has now pulled the plug on it, taken it off life support. It feels like the other channels are going to have to go independent if they want to keep them going, but I don't think they can just do that. They'll probably have to buy it from Warner Bros., right?
Oh my god, there's no way. Death Battle's gonna need to buy themselves from Warner Bros. Oh, fuck.
Wouldn't that be how it works, considering they just got shut down by Warner Bros.? So if they want to go back up without them, they'd need to acquire the rights from them, I would think. But
Dude, Rooster Teeth, you fucked all these people that relied on you, okay? God damn.
Also don't really know how all of these inner workings here with their deals go. That'd just be my guess. I would imagine a lot of those other channels, like the Slow-Mo guys, would want to continue to operate independently. So I think that'll probably be the direction. I just don't exactly know how that's going to work. But again, I'm just a fucking idiot, so there's a good chance that maybe it's not as messy.
Me too. This is why Charlie and I are such good friends. Two idiots rubbing our brain cells on the internet, just making fart and cum jokes so that we can get canceled on Twitter.
I think it'll be, and it might be pretty seamless going forward, but either way, it is sad to see Rooster Teeth shut down after 21 years online and being...
There is something sad about it because it's something that was beautiful. But at the same time, right now, it's kind of bad. It's like, let's say Pokemon died, all right? It's obviously not going to happen. Pokemon's the most profitable franchise in the world. Let's say Pokemon died. I would be very sad. I love Pokemon, all right? I grew up with Pokemon. However, the recent Pokemon games were ass. All of them. Every single one of them was bad. There was zero innovation anywhere. That's why Pal World succeeded, because Pokemon failed so badly. So, like, if Pokemon died, I would be sad, just because, you know, it was my childhood. It existed 20 years ago. I was into it, all that. However, deserved.
Such a pioneer in the commercialization of gaming content online and really just internet content in general. Rooster Teeth was at the forefront of, like, breaking ground and commercializing this whole space. So they earned their flowers here, and I'm wishing the best for everyone that was affected by
100%.
This with the layoffs. I'm wishing...
Listen, just because a company corporatized, it doesn't mean I'm not wishing the absolute best for everyone that was there, okay? Corporatizing is just part of life. You live long enough to become a corpo, or you fucking die.
You all the best moving forward, and rest in peace to Rooster Teeth. That's about it. So yeah.
Damn, can't believe Moist Critical destroyed Rooster Teeth like that. Damn. Can't wait until some video pops up on YouTube titled Penguinz0 just destroyed Rooster Teeth. Damn, that'd be crazy. If anyone does that, they have real balls. Stay weird, fam. Guys, you may not be aware that this is going on, but my boy Penguinz0 over here he's suing U.S. immigration. This is a big deal. It's a big deal that I don't see enough people talking about because it is a big deal. I think it's a huge W personally. When YouTubers, by the way, I'm a very simple man, okay? I believe that every government, every politician, every fucking law-abiding, in quotes, Giga Chad out there is cringe. I think they're all liars. They are literally lying and putting their arse first for everyone to support them. YouTubers, I think a lot of YouTubers are liar, arse first people as well, all right? It's easy to lie online, all right? It's super duper mega ultra easy to lie online and get people to believe you and support you because of all that, and it's annoying, okay? Yeah, that stuff sucks, you know? But when it comes to YouTubers, every once in a while, you'll have a Charlie show up. Now, Charlie won't exactly do what Caroline Costner did, okay? She made a video, I have an announcement, talking about how she's pregnant and she has medical complications and all that, and it's very difficult. Please support me on Patreon, etc. And then 2 weeks later, I lost the baby when it was a social experiment. You guys cared about me, didn't you? I was never pregnant. Miscarriage prank, miscarriage prank. All right, not every YouTuber is like that. Some YouTubers are your Charlies of the world. And Charlie, honestly, he's a really honest, upfront guy. And it's so good to see him successful because he actually is someone that could actually sue the government. It takes a lot of money to do it. And my guy here has the fucking funds. Bro has billions of views. Billions of views. And he can actually do it. So I'm very excited for Florida man sues U.S. immigration over video games. This is going to be the greatest headline of all time. Let's jump right into it, baby, and see what this is all about. And people need to know about it. People need to talk about it because this is the goddamn future. I really want to see a future where the individuals actually have power instead of the government just saying that the individuals have power.
The title's not clickbait. I am actually suing U.S. immigration.
Let's go! I support you all the way, Charles, with anything except for my wallet. I am here with you. I'm not suing U.S. immigration, sir.
I'm sure a lot of you already know the reason why, but let me catch you up to speed for those of you that might not know the lore. So, hop on in. Let me take you on a little adventure here through this infuriating journey of dealing with U.S. Immigration Department, and in particular, one whippets-addicted, bedwetting homunculus agent.
Real. I will have you know that the U.S. government makes believe that they have rules. They don't have rules. They have guidelines to the code, to quote my goat, Barbosa. But they literally don't have rules, which is absolutely insane. And all of these individual cases get, sorted into the laps of different officers, okay? Literally different officers that work there. And that officer has the 100% deciding power for the individual case. It's like, why is it that if I fill out all the stuff, it works the same way for everyone? But life is not fair to everyone. Life is only fair to very rich people. No, that's not fair either. The point is, life's not fair. That's the point here. And sometimes it'll just fall in the lap of someone that honestly does not give a shit and will not give you the pass. Now, I could say that it's not just U.S. immigration. It's every big fucking company out there. YouTube, for example. A friend of mine got channel strikes on his channel and got his channel deleted, okay? He has been a YouTuber for almost 10 years, and he got his channel deleted because of wrong channel strikes from a Japanese company, and he had no one to talk to. He had no one to talk to. He tried so hard, he could not get his channel back. I reached out to somebody personally that I know actually is helpful with this stuff, and he literally saved his career and got his channel back, okay? Literally. Is it best guy ever? It is best guy ever. The guy literally has a career. His career was over for the course of a month. And because you gotta... Because why? Because YouTube is a corrupt dickbag. And they were just gonna God, and it's everything. It's everything like that. You'll have your basic guidelines to the code, and then individual people working there are gonna end up having all the power to make these insane decisions, and then go on these crazy ego trips when you don't listen to them. God! All right, let's keep going.
That absolutely just had a grudge against our esports organization, Moist Esports.
Wow, it's called Moist.
I swear.
It's like, I would like to immigrate a bunch of moist gamers into the country, and they're like, no.
God, if anime was real, I'd have enough rage against the U.S. Immigration Department to finally go Super Saiyan. I cannot stand how corrupt that agency is. I've already made 2 videos having...
Bro, dude, look at his titles. I don't get this mad often. You've never seen me this mad. And then the climax, I am suing U.S. immigration. This is the greatest Dragon Ball saga of all time. Dude, I'm so sorry, Charlie. I'm sure it's mega stressful. I don't mean to laugh. Like, dude, you're my God.
Having a conniption about it and losing my mind like a caveman who discovered fire for the first time.
Damn.
But what I discovered is just pure, rotten to the core, blatant corruption.
Oh, yeah. Lay it out for us, Daddy. Flay them a little bit. Oh, yeah. Destroy the U.S. immigration policies. Just a little wee bit, please. Just a wee bit. Do you know why I'm from Canada, by the way? This is a totally random tangent. You know why I'm from Canada? Because my dad's parents were Holocaust survivors and could not get into the United States. Literally, their houses, their families were all destroyed. Their families were murdered, okay? All of them. And they had to flee because they can't keep living there after the Holocaust happened. And they had to move. And America didn't take them. So, you're talking to the wrong guy about U.S. immigration, all right? So, anyway.
I've explained the situation.
But anyway, he's trying to smuggle in Australian gamers, not Viltrumite aliens, all right? This is a totally different situation.
In great detail, but I'll give you the very short explanation for it. Our esports Apex squad consists of 3 Australians and 1 American.
Oh, they're Australians. They're Australians.
Australians were denied entry into this country multiple times.
You know why? It's because they say C-U-N-T in every sentence. You may not know this, but in America, they hate that word for some reason.
Times over the course of 6 months. One of the reasons they gave us was they didn't believe they were as highly ranked as we stated they were.
I hate that so much. It's like, bro, just Google search it. You just take one Google search and you'll find the answer. I don't believe you, actually. But why don't you just look it up? You could do that in 3 seconds. In 3 seconds, you just Google it. No, I'm not gonna Google it. I don't believe you. It's like you're just literally banging your head against the wall. And the worst part is it takes weeks to get every answer. It's like, we would like to get our gamers into the United States for a video game. And then they'll be like, we'll respond to you in 3 weeks. 3 weeks later, they're like, no, submit an appeal. The appeal is there are gamers that are really high ranked. Then 3 weeks later, I don't believe you. What the fuck? It's a nightmare.
Even though we gave them all of the leaderboards, the official standings, and they could also just Google that if they didn't believe us.
But that's the thing. They won't. They would rather just say, I don't believe you, than just take 2 seconds to do a Google search.
We even had an EA official, one of the highest ranking executives at EA, lobby for us and write on our behalf about how important our team is to the esports for Apex. Because
I don't know if that's a good one, though. I don't know if that's a good idea. It's like, EA supports us. And then, you know, that lady working at U.S. Immigration is thinking back to how her son just kept buying loot boxes and is now a crippling gambling addict. It's like, yes, EA.
Because we are so highly ranked.
I believe that stands for eat ass, doesn't it?
And U.S. Immigration didn't believe that that guy was a real authority. He thought he was like the fucking Satchmo or something. Like, the guy didn't exist.
You made him up. What do you mean I made him up? He's right here. He's on Google. You made him up. This is literally, you're talking to this lady. Why are you buying clothes at the soup store? And you made him up. What do you mean I made him up? No.
Wiped their ass with that guy's entire resume, just writing him off as some kind of make-believe EA cryptid. We fought a losing battle against
I'm sorry I'm laughing. It's just, I feel like every person in their life has dealt with like some really cringe bureaucratic bullshit at one point or another. Bro, I had a bank account frozen with $250,000 in it for like 5 years. 5 years, by the way.
U.S. immigration. The reasons were so fucking silly, and it prevented our team from coming into the country, which upended our entire plans of having them here for the Split 1.
Dude, they literally destroyed their career. They're training their whole lives every day to freaking win, to join a tournament, and they can't compete in the tournament.
Luckily, we got them into Canada. They played all of Split 1 in Canada, and they finished second. So that means they qualified for the biggest tournament, which is the Apex LAN Major, which is happening right now in LA. But since we were denied so many times, they couldn't actually get to LA.
That's awful.
Which left us with only one option, which I was fucking freaking out about in the last video.
Yeah, you had to fire them, I think, so that they can get in like on a different visa.
Where we had to release our team.
But can you imagine this? First of all, this is why Moist Critical is so based, okay? He's funding this entire team out of his own pocket, right? Every other esport in the game is literally doing esports to try to actually make money. Charlie is losing money through his esports org. He's doing it for the passion of the craft. And no one else would do this. He literally fired his entire team so that they could get individual visas to visit America, so that they can compete in this tournament, because he didn't want to, like, you know, ruin their lives. Like, first of all, that is super, super nice of him. But also, it's so just fucked up on the government side. Like, come on, man.
Because they couldn't come to the US under our umbrella, the Moist Esports umbrella. We had to release them for them to even have a chance at playing at that LAN.
And then we decided to smuggle them. We just simply called for an air vac Breaking Bad remover, and then there they were.
But boy howdy, wouldn't you know it, that didn't work.
It didn't work? I thought for sure that would work. They can just visit America. You can visit America.
They were denied ESTA visas.
Okay, dude. What the fuck?
If any of you are foreign and have ever been to America, you know what an ESTA is.
Yeah.
It's like a
I
99...
have family that's not American. I know what this is very, very well, but I've never heard of anyone ever get denied it.
% success rate with getting an ESTA visa. Almost no one gets declined. You have to be like a notorious terrorist to get your ESTA visa declined. Fucking Osama bin Laden might have even been able to get an ESTA. That is how easily accessible those are.
Literally, you can get them online too. You don't have to go anywhere. You're just like, I would like to submit this, and they're like, oh sure, no problem. And then they just do it, and it's on your passport, and you just beep it. Okay, it's a little cringe. You have to like pay $5 at the border, which is fucking insane. That you have to pay the border $5 to be allowed in the country. Like, holy crap, how greedy do you need to be? But not the point. The point is, I've never heard anyone get denied this.
Yet 2 out of 3 of our Australians were denied ESTAs.
It's Australians, mate. You don't know what they're cooking. Maybe they're smoggling crocodiles over the border.
So only one of them, Imti, was allowed to come in on an ESTA, which means he got here while the other 2 couldn't.
So, and that's the team, right?
That's inexplicable. Why were 2 of them rejected, but Imti's was accepted?
Coincidentally, that very government official placed a hefty bet on the other team in the Apex tournament.
They were in the same boat, and yet for some reason, it was him that was okay, but the other 2, no, they're a fucking danger.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Like, there's no rhyme, no reason to this shit. It's just the people decide, like, whatever they feel like. Dude, that's so awful.
You guys are trying
So
to
corrupt, it's crazy.
smuggle in Romulans or something to take over America from the inside out. The land of the free and the home of the fuck me in the face.
Dude, it turns out that one of the random Karens that Charlie made fun of on his channel is just the person in the government office and is like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna fuck with you and not let your people in the country. Because I can. Because the government's corrupt and gives me the power and authority to do this, I'm just gonna go on this little tiny power trip because you made fun of me as like one of the Karens in the parking lot of a Walmart in one of your old videos, and yep, this is revenge. This is revenge.
Like, that is inexplicably stupid. Like, if all three of them got rejected, then maybe they had found something, but
no.
Oh, that didn't even happen. They rejected 2 out of 3. So what the fuck could the reason for that possibly be?
Because it's a power trip. No, there is no reason.
We speculated it's because they reapplied for ESTAs even though they still had like a little time left on their previous ones, so maybe that flagged it in their system.
No, everyone reapplies because everyone that travels wants at least 6 extra months on their ESTA visa before they actually... No, that can't be it.
But that might not be it because Inti still got through, but the other 2 didn't.
And also, they don't tell you why. It's like, if I'm not allowed in, can you at least tell me why so I can fix the issue next time? No, we just decided no.
Stupid, super stupid. So that made an even bigger problem because getting denied an ESTA means you're basically shit out of luck. So we were going to have to play, they were going to be playing this.
Yeah, because he had to let them go. This is heartbreaking. This is actually heartbreaking.
Major with only 2 out of 3 of their players and no coach because 2 of them just couldn't get in.
Bro.
So we were pretty much out of options. By this point, our team hadn't been playing together for fucking weeks because Waltzy and Kyle, the Australians that were declined, were still unable to make it into America. So in a last-ditch Hail Mary effort, we applied for B1 visas, which I think probably some of you have heard of before.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know B1. I know about B2 visas. Those are more long-term.
And in order to do those, that's an in-person interview with, like, the actual embassy. And to be able to actually talk to somebody here is huge, because when you're dealing with U.S. immigration, you're talking to soulless androids that do not want to be there and do
every government office. Like, here's the thing that literally annoys me every time. People that work in these government offices are all miserable, okay? No one wants to work for the government office. No offense if you're watching this working in the government office. I feel for you. I say this because I love you, bro. Honestly, that's why I'm saying this, because I respect you personally as a human, unlike the government, because you don't like that job that you have. No offense that you have it, but you hate it. And if you tell me you don't hate it, then quite frankly, I respect you for gaslighting yourself into thinking you do like it, but you don't, all right? Parasocial love here, but you don't like it. Sorry to break that to you, but it'll speed up your therapy when you can just tell the therapist off the bat, I hate it. All right, you're welcome. But the point is, these people, they hate their job. They absolutely hate it. They are cogs in a machine, and they don't even like the fucking machine, all right? And they want, so many of them, to just be able to use a little itty-bitty micro amount of power to just deny someone something that they deserve because they looked at you funny, because I didn't like them, because, you know, God damn it, I'm having a bad day, so I want him to have a bad day too. Some of them are just egomaniacal maniacs that feel so tiny and pathetic in their life because, unfortunately, the government's shit. They are gonna sit there and they are going to abuse the people in front of them just because they can. I get this vibe so often working with working like in a DMV or in a fucking bank, like a government-based bank, or like these people have so little power, but they will use whatever they have. Like that tiny bit of ego just it's so frustrating when they say, sorry, we can't help you. And you're like, what do you mean you can't help me? Can you tell me why? No, I'm sorry, can you come back another day? I can't help you. It's like, dude, like, I get you're unhappy with your life, but you don't have to do this to me. Sir, I can't help you.
Not do their job at all. But we were able to set up appointments for a B1 visa interview for both Kyle and Waltzy in Lisbon. So we had to fly them over the course of like...
You're joking. Oh my God.
3 days, mind you. From Canada to Lisbon to sit down for that interview. They nailed the interview. They got their B1 visas. We then had to fly them from Lisbon to America, all in the span of only a couple of days. And they finally touched down in this God-blessed, patriotic country 2 days ago, where they could finally play together as a team.
Let's go. At least they could play together as a team. All it took was firing them and wasting thousands of dollars on plane tickets and wasting, you know, hundreds of hours of their lives for them to literally do their job. Damn. Dub.
So as you can imagine, since they hadn't played together in so fucking long, the cohesion was a little rough around the edges. Because US Immigration slapped us so hard, a biblical smackdown, to try and ruin our chances of winning this major, of which we are. Excuse me.
They are, because, oh my god, this literally hurts me. Do you have any idea how much soul, aside from money, how much soul Charlie puts into this? He's given these guys yearly salaries of like 100 grand a year. Like, he puts so much of his time and effort and energy into this esports, and he has to remove himself from, I feel bad for him. I feel so bad for him.
They are one of the top competing teams in the tournament and one of the favorites to win it all. US Immigration did everything possible to make it unwinnable. And yet
Can you believe this man streams 5 hours a day and posts 2 videos a day and somehow has time to do all of this? Like, oh my god!
Team is defying fate. We played today, our final group, and we were able to not only place first on the day with 62 points, but we were able to lock down winner's side. I keep saying we. This mysterious squad known as Not Moist was
it hurts so much.
able to, against all the odds that US Immigration stacked against us, lock down winner's side for tomorrow. And I couldn't be more proud of this group of gentlemen, of which I am not associated with on any paperwork whatsoever.
Oh, literally kill me. This is the saddest shit in the universe. He also has his own comic book. Okay, dude, I know. Don't forget he also has a social life. Okay, chat, stop it, okay? Listen, only one of us can suck up to Charlie this much, and that's me, goddammit, all right? He's my favorite guy. He's not allowed to be yours too. Charlie's my Hatsune Miku, goddammit.
Stop it. Get some help.
They are not our team.
He's also, by the way, in his insane schedule, he's been on our podcast a few times. He's collabed with me a bunch of times. Like, we've streamed together a few times. He helped me so much with my bank account shit. Holy shit. He helped me so much with YouTube. There was an issue with YouTube that they weren't willing to pay me for years. Whatever, whole other situation. And he literally saved my ass there. I have nothing but respect for this guy. He is literally, he's my favorite guy on the platform. Just be out of sheer respect. Like, guy is a legend, honestly. You don't know how good of a dude this guy is. Right?
They literally are not our team, but
and he works almost as hard as I do too. All right, that was a little much. God damn it. Oh fuck.
Still very proud of this group. Through all of this adversity that was entirely unnecessary, unwarranted, unjust, and dare I say it, potentially illegal, they have still risen to the occasion to perform so fucking well. I want to show you clips from that, but as the title of the video would indicate, I am suing US Immigration. We, Moist Esports, are suing.
Dude, I'm so happy he's going through with this. It's about time.
US Immigration. We've talked with our lawyers and they agree that this is very mysterious how it ever even got to this point. It seems like there were quite a few no-nos that were committed here and some protocol that wasn't followed and a lot.
Please win this fucking case. Holy shit. Oh my god, we need Asmongold reacting to this like it's an Amber Heard trial. Oh my god.
A lot of just big red flags, like some big problems.
It's a bingo! Is that how you say it? Bingo!
This really seems like the US immigration agent handling our case either
is a Karen from a parking lot that you made fun of one time. I'm calling it right now. I so want that to be the reality. That would literally make my day better. It's like, I recognize you. And she'll say, yes, I am Raid Boss Karen from one of your videos. No, impossible.
They didn't like us or just really didn't feel like doing their job. That's kind of the impression we're getting, and there's a lot of evidence to suggest some bad things that were afoot here that really made it fucking impossible for us to get our players into the country.
Awful.
And we eventually had to drop them, which is of course a huge blow to our organization as a whole.
Obviously.
So we are suing them.
Dude had to literally fire his entire team for this. For them to play. I'm like, literally, I'm so sad. It hurts my heart. It's like, I work with a lot of people. I do a lot of behind the scenes work in a lot of different areas. My nose is in a lot of pockets on YouTube, okay? On YouTube alone, aside from in other real life situations. The thing I love about the Some Ordinary podcast, all three of us, so like me, Oompa, and Muda, we're all doing YouTube, but all of us, our main focus isn't even necessarily on YouTube. It's like, dude, we cook, okay? We are really cooking. We are real life human beings that are just cooking, brother. Nose, lol. Okay, dude, that's anti-Semitism at its finest, okay? I don't want to hear any of that nose, lol, in chat.
And you know,
that was a joke. I'm not actually offended. that was just funny.
What I've learned through this lawsuit process, it turns out that there is corruption built into the U.S. Constitution itself, where even if we're successful in beating the U.S. immigration in this lawsuit, they cannot pay us out any damages, of which there is a lot.
What?
This has been a super...
Are you joking? Why not?
They can self, where even if we're successful in beating the U.S. immigration in this
You're going up against the government. You don't usually win, but even if you do.
lawsuit, they cannot pay us out any damages, of which there is a lot.
Why? It is directly due to their malfeasance that you have to pay for all these plane tickets. They have to fire your talent. Are you joking?
It's been a super expensive process. And there's also so much lost income here because there's so much money on the line for this tournament, as well as there's so many potential like eyes on our organization, as well as all of the legal fees. Like, it's so much.
Oh my god. And this aside from paying for all their plane tickets back and forth and dude. And I'm sure he's paying for their stay, and I'm sure he's paying for their hotel or whatever.
Money that went into this, all of which was just burned thanks to U.S. immigration fucking us. And
Wait, so why doesn't he get why can't he get compensation for something like this? But here's the thing. Charlie has the resources to do something like this, all right? Moist Esports, not Charlie, of course. Don't worry. Charlie's not doing anything. It's Moist Esports doing this, not related whatsoever to Charles Xavier White. Totally different thing. But for reference, Charlie's probably made, almost $50 million on YouTube ad revenue alone. And that's the only way he can actually get away with this. That's literally the only way, because he has made an insane amount of money on YouTube. Can you imagine just a regular guy that gets absolutely dumpstered by the government? Like, they have no chance. There's nothing they can ever do.
no matter what happens with the lawsuit, they will not pay us back a penny at all. Now, the biggest thing that can happen from the lawsuit if we win is they overturn their decision of rejecting the Australians, which is great. That is a happy ending for sure. But it was alarming to learn that the U.S. government is not liable for any of these damages.
That's insane. How is that even possible? They literally ruined his entire business.
That they were directly responsible for us, in regards to us. That's kind of crazy to me. So what possible incentive do the workers at U.S. Immigration have for even doing their job in the first place if no matter what happens, they don't suffer any losses? So it turns out people sue the U.S. Immigration Office pretty often, and it doesn't look like they fight that frequently or fight that hard.
Well, obviously not. If you're not going to even get a financial payout for fighting with the U.S. Immigration, even if you do win, why should the U.S. Immigration waste their time fighting? They could just keel over and die and say, oopsie, you're right, and not actually have to pay anything back. This is the most corrupt situation I've ever heard in my life. You sue someone, but even if they lose, they don't pay you. Oh my God.
Very rarely does a U.S. immigration lawsuit go to trial, apparently, because they're more.
But the U.S. immigration is gonna be like, oh my God, you're right. Anyway, moving on to the next person we can fuck around with.
Than willing to just settle because they lose nothing. They lose nothing by not.
They'll always settle. They'll always settle. So what does winning even do? Let them in next time? You have to go through a lawsuit to actually just get your fucking Australian gamers into the country in a year with no at all repercussions to the actions taken. Dude, that's so messed up.
Not doing their job. They can't lose money. All they do is just overturn a decision, which I guess is super easy for them, perhaps. So they just have no problem settling. So, what possible reason is there for any of the workers at U.S. Immigration to even take their job seriously?
That's the point. None of them do. That's exactly why they go on the ego power trips. They go on the egomaniacal dumpster fucking because they could literally just walk around and get anyone they want in any form of trouble that they can. Because they literally have no repercussions to any of their actions. They are so small in their own life, in their own world, that they have no choice, that they will take the option to just go on the egomaniacal power trip.
We also can't even go after our agent in particular who mishandled this case.
Because they don't tell you who it is. This is, again, it's oodles upon oodles. Just getting in contact with people is impossible. But once you do, you don't even know who you're in contact with.
Because to do that, we would have to pierce the corporate veil of the U.S. fucking government. We would have to go through Uncle Sam to get to that agent.
There's no one to even find out who is rejecting them. It's so based on personal bias, and you don't even know who it is. Oh my God. I am angry on his behalf. What is even going on?
Which is not happening. That is an unwinnable battle. So the individuals are protected as well. So let's say you had an agent at U.S. Immigration that's just racist. Like, by all possible definitions, he's just racist.
Damn, what if that was the case? Damn, that'd be crazy. A U.S. immigration officer racist? No, that can't be, right? That's not... Come on. All right, let's get grounded into reality, all right? So this is what happened. Come on. Racist in America? Dude, I've never heard of it.
Racist and is declining people because he doesn't like their skin color. Well, too fucking bad. That person is probably not getting fired because they don't seem to care.
And you're not going to ever know who it is.
You can't do anything against that person because they are protected by...
And that's even if you have the $50 million of YouTube ad revenue that this man's made over his lifetime. That's aside from sponsors and streams and stuff.
U.S. immigration blanket. And U.S. immigration isn't liable for any damages. The best they'll do is overturn a decision. So you're just kind of...
Crazy. You sue them. You go through it with the legal fees, with the courts. And all you can do is get them to be like, oops, I was wrong. I'll change my mind now. That's literally the best you can hope for.
Shit out of luck across the board. Like, it's worth suing U.S. immigration to get that decision overturned if we win. But I am stunned at how deep and rotten the system is. It is so fucking broken.
And it's so crazy because no one even knows about this. It's like, honestly, I'm happy Charlie... Okay, I'm not happy that he had to go through all this. But I'm kind of happy that he is bringing light to this at least. I feel like so many people don't actually know how the government works at all. And it's because of people like Charlie and because of YouTubers and social media that so much more like actual shit is being learned. Of course, there's a lot of fear-mongering because of it. Like, you know, if Charlie could just make this shit up and 3.4 million people over the last 2 days would just believe him, even if he made shit up. But, like, it's definitely a double-edged sword. But I'm so happy we have people like Charles Xavier White on the platform. Like, goddamn, what a legend.
It is a joke. It is a joke. But anyway, I can't get into specifics here. I'll just leave it at all of these, more general statements about this case. I'll, of course, keep all of you updated through this legal process. But for now, let's end on some good news. Because like I said, our team, even in spite of all this bullshit, has popped off and secured winner's side going into tomorrow.
Damn.
I would love to see all of you come out there to support our squad for the watch parties. I'll be streaming it here on YouTube as well as on Twitch at Moist Critical. So please stop by, cheer on the squad, give them your energy like a giant spirit bomb. And let me just show you our final game for the day.
Aw, let's go, dude. God, what a crazy story.
Where we actually fucking steamrolled every squad and secured winner's side.
All right, first of all, I love Apex. It's easily my favorite first-person shooter. Second of all right, so that's the situation. God damn, holy shit. I feel so bad that Charles had to deal with all this. God damn. Like, actual insanity that went on. I was cheering Nux and you weren't. Hey, you don't know. You don't know that. Well, anyway, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for joining. I think that just bringing awareness to this type of situation is important. I haven't played Apex in a long time, but it is making me sad right now that Caustic is still somehow the meta. Holy shit, how did they not nerf this guy? Bro, Caustic is still the meta. Holy crap. Oh, Lord. All right, anyway. Bye. Government sucks. Bye. Anarchy forever!
Pay to win. Democracy Edition. Eat government cocks, loser. Feel the girth of the United States Immigration Office in all their 2-inch glory.
Escape from Tarkov drama. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been insane. Now, I don't know if you've been up to date with this situation, because I know I have been in and out, around and about when it comes to this whole situation. Moist Critical covered it, Muda covered it, freaking Asmongold has been covering it extensively, made like 12 videos on it. Escape from Tarkov is charging $250 and honestly is basically scamming their audience. Today we're talking about the greatest video game greed of all time, baby. Let's first see the Moist Critical coverage, we'll move on to the Asmongold coverage. We're gonna do a deep dive, baby! Everything about this is a scam, people should know about it, and these game companies should not be getting away with this. It's despicable watching them keep doing this again and again. All right, let's start this thing.
Escape from Tarkov? More like escape from the video games industry.
Ah! Destroyed, obliterated, annihilated.
Because their new greedy decision is having them run out of town with people chasing them down with pitchforks and leaving their game in droves.
It's true. It's crazy. I feel like this whole greed thing backfired on so many people lately, and it's kind of nice to see. Not gonna lie. But this is more than greed. I feel like this is actually borderline illegal. This is leaving the territory of greedy and entering the territory of scam, I would go as far as to think.
Escape from Tarkov probably needs no introduction. It's a massively popular game.
Yeah.
And they just pulled a huge blunder that is catastrophic for their company. They are releasing a new PvE game mode at a $250 price point. That is
This is insane! Rare extreme for monetization, except Escape from Tarkov that doubles down on unlocking new PvE mode behind $250 paywall. That's insane. Listen, when you buy a game, all right, because you have to pay for Escape from Tarkov. If you buy a game, you should be getting the features as they are rolled out. $250? Brother.
so many doubloons it makes me want to spit. For $250, I expect to download this new mode and then actually have the CEO of Battlestate Games come over and rim me out. That is stupid to be charging for DLC.
It's insane, and I've never heard of a DLC even half that price. But the crazy thing is, in the age of the internet that we're currently living in, people finally can't just get away with being complete greedy fucks. Because we have the internet. Because we have people like Moist Critical, like Muda, like freaking Asmongold, like me, goddammit, on a slightly smaller scale, that can call these people out. They can insult them for their shit, and that will cause them to rethink their decisions in the future and cause other people to not make these same mistakes. We'll see.
But even aside from that delusional price point, it commits every unforgivable atrocity that could ever befall a video game.
All
it
right,
breaks
let's
all the
go,
rules,
dude.
Commits every sin that not even the Lord can forgive. It is pay to win out
Yes!
the wazoo, and this is something
Yes! Pay to win! Oh my god, how is that even possible? Escape from Tarkov fans are angry at a new 250 with PV and pay to win content. You have to pay on top of the $250 more for the pay to win features. How absurd is that?
actually doubled down on today, which I'll cover soon.
Yeah, they've kept doubling down on it. The more this controversy has been going, they kept releasing more and more shit, just basically doubling down on why they're making the right decisions. It's mind-boggling. People will pay for it. It's inevitable, but I feel like they're definitely taking a massive reputation hit right now.
This is a story that's been developing over the last like 24 plus hours, and it just keeps getting worse.
Yeah.
It's like they're trying to find every possible electrical outlet to stick a fork in.
Yeah.
Until it finally ruins.
Listen, I like money as much as the next guy, maybe even more than some of the next guys. This is stupid. Listen, I'm the guy that uploads copyrighted Adventure Time reactions without a paywall because I respect you guys. Dude, Mr. Krabs would not have this much chutzpah.
The company.
I'm just waiting for Moist Critical. All right, let's see if I can call some of the quotes that he says in this video. Is he going to say, and they have the gall, the chutzpah? If he says that at any point in this video, we officially won at life.
They are so focused on burying their fist as far up their own ass as possible. So it's pay to win in the very literal sense of being pay to win, but the absolute worst part,
Let's go, and there's more!
is that it broke a promise to their community who had bought into a previous edition they offered. It was misleading their entire community.
Yeah,
so
this is the part that I was very excited about, because this is what they call what's the word for it? A scam, bro. If you sell something to someone with a promise, then you cannot break that promise, or you scammed them.
they offered something called the Edge of Darkness edition for $100 in the past. And one of the perks of buying that $100 Edge of Darkness edition is that you would have access to all subsequent DLC in the future for free. So $100 is a lot of money for a DLC, but it was kind of like
But not only is it's $100, which is a lot for a DLC. Most DLCs are, let's say, $30, $40, right? So $100, that's a lot. But the good news is you will get all future DLCs for free. So everyone that spent $100 in that thought to themselves, well, at least all future DLCs I'm going to be buying, I'm going to be getting for free. And surprise, motherfucker! You got scammed! Time for the next $250 DLC.
investment long-term into the game that they loved. So they paid that $100 under the impression that in the future, if more DLC content was coming,
and they had the gall, the chutzpah,
they'd have access to it without needing to pay more. But now, fast forward to the Unheard edition for $250, they are not allowing the Edge of Darkness buyers access to that DLC for free. They would still need to buy that.
That's a scam. Classic scam. I hate that people are dancing around the word scam like you're not allowed to call things scams. Dude, listen, first of all, they're probably not gonna sue me. Probably. But, like, that's why, come on. But still, like, why are people dancing around this word? People are scared to call it a scam and just saying that it's mean and they have chutzpah. Bro, this is a scam. It's a classic scam. If you sell something to someone with a promise and that promise is not honored, then you have scammed them.
Now, initially, that was going to be it. You'd have to pay the extra $150, but with all of the backlash that understandably came from this, they decided to dip their toes into a compromise where they would offer the EOD buyers 6 months of access to the Unheard Edition, so they get...
Which is like, what? That's not solving the problem. It's just acknowledging that you lied and wanting to still double dip.
like a fucking free trial, like a drug dealer giving them like their first hit for free.
But that's exactly what it is.
It's laughably pathetic. I don't even think Mr. Krabs would pull some...
Bro, no, he did not use the Mr. Krabs analogy. God damn it. I quoted Mr. Krabs. Oh, man.
Shit like this, because even he would recognize that this would ruin his business. This is incomprehensible greed. I learned about all...
Yeah, dude, there has been... It's so funny. On the internet, everyone's out there trying to do their absolute best here, all right? Stop saying pre-washed. I just know the classic moist criticalisms, okay? But, dude, it's crazy that in the age of the internet, people's colors, like, really come out. I feel like a lot of people treat other human beings on the internet like they're not real people. They treat them like they're NPCs. Like, people are so comfortable being greedy on the internet in ways that I don't think people would actually do in real life at all. Face to face, you wouldn't have the gall, the chutzpah, okay? But online, I feel like you can get away with anything. You can gaslight people. It's like the Warhammer 40k guy introducing female custodies and saying, hey, there were never female custodies. What have you done? And their response is, there have always been female custodies. Like, yeah, bro, try to gaslight me into that.
All of this last night on stream, so I'm going to play you all of those clips to get you caught up to speed on the lore and exactly what's been going on here and how bad it all is. And then I'm going to come in to give you the latest updates with what's been happening today, only a couple of hours ago, because it continues to get worse and worse for Escape from Tarkov somehow. Earlier today, the Unheard edition of Escape from Tarkov was announced as part of the latest patch, promising a brand new player versus environment mode and other bonuses. Yippee! Now that the edition has launched, fans are not happy with the bonus it gives and the massive $250 price tag.
It's an insane price tag. It's actually wild.
That is a big chunk of change that even has EA and Ubisoft doing this right now. So just this one DLC was $250? The first issue that fans have is that the player versus environment mode for Tarkov is exclusive to those who buy the new edition. This is despite the fact that anyone who purchased the old Edge of Darkness edition was promised all future DLC content as part of the season pass, which you would think would include this new mode.
I love how, like, freaking game journalism is so bad. Like, look at this. Which you would think would include this new game mode. They're literally just stepping on eggshells trying not to get sued here. Like, look at this wording. Which should include this new game mode is the correct phrase. Which you would think would include this new game mode. Their fucking lawyers were going crazy on the keyboards trying to make sure that they wouldn't get into any trouble here.
So this is false advertising? Is that what they're coming after Tarkov for? Because they're saying that you get all future DLC with this, and now they're not giving you all future DLC?
Yeah, it's worse than false advertising. It's like literally selling you the wrong product. The Edge of Darkness edition product came with the promise of future DLCs being free. And it wasn't, which means they literally gave you half the product you bought.
A lot of fans who have the Edge of Darkness edition are rightfully very annoyed they now have to upgrade from EOD, which costs $100, in order to play it. However, some posts on the official Discord have tried to explain why BSG thinks this is not DLC. Please don't tell me they're trying to fight their battle. Oh my god,
you're kidding me.
Well,
I hate game journalists. Game journalists are evil.
Actually, they push up their glasses.
Actually, this is a new edition, so it's not actually counted as a DLC. You see, it said the future DLCs would not be needed to be paid for, but this is a new edition. So therefore, it operates differently.
It's not DLC by the technical
He's going down the same route. No!
technology. That's not the correct nomenclature. This is a new single-player experience, thus they did not circumvent any laws.
Yeah, therefore it wasn't an actual scam. You're just dumb.
Not only
When you bought all future DLCs, you didn't think about the fact that maybe it wouldn't be called a DLC. Huh?
that, there's a clip from Landmark channel of them changing the wording on their website live to hide what they did. I'll check that out. It's from Landmark. It ain't DLC, it's unique feature of the new edition added, said Discord user.
Dude, actually, this was their actual argument. It's not a DLC. It's a unique feature of the new edition. Oh, suddenly it's not a scam.
User Applezor, who is the lead community manager at Battlestate Games for Escape from Tarkov. DLC means additional downloadable content. PvE is a feature and a game.
Oh, yes. Fucking idiot. You paid for the game. You are now paying extra money for extra features in the game. DLC is downloadable content. You are downloading the PvE addition to the game. You can't call it a feature instead of a DLC. That makes no sense.
Just because you all want it to become a DLC, it wouldn't mean it is one.
These people have no idea what a DLC is. DLC is just downloadable content that is an addition to the game that you already purchased, which is exactly this. Because it's a game mode, it doesn't count as a DLC? Are you not downloading it? Is it not content? What part of DLC does this... Oh, it's a new feature. It's different.
It's featured game mode for the new edition of the game. Hey, pal, you just blowing from Stupid Town? What? What kind of weak-ass argument is that?
That's the worst thing I've ever heard. Well, technically, it's not DLC because you see, it's a feature game mode.
Huh? That's a lot worse than I thought that was going to be. The other major issues that fans have been complaining about is the big in-game bonuses players with the new edition will get. While other editions of the game give some bonuses, so far none have been major factors when on the map and fighting with other players. The closest is extra loot that they get at the start of a wipe. However, this new edition includes more space to store loot when on the map, improved skills at the start of a wipe.
Oh, so it's pay to win. Cool.
Bonus where AI scavs will not shoot at them if they have over 6 reputation levels with fence.
Their enemies just won't shoot at them if they paid enough money. Bro, this is literally, oh, we want you to have that fucking experience. The experience of, like, what if you're rich and you're bribing your enemies so that they don't want to kill you if you're over 6 levels of experience.
So that's what the pay-to-win article was about then.
Yeah.
Which is an entirely separate issue. These, along with some other bonuses, have led to the edition being labeled pay-to-win, with players who buy it expected to have a big advantage over those who do not. The reaction to the new edition has been so negative that all but 3 channels in the official Escape from Tarkov Discord have been silenced.
Yo, that's crazy. They had to, oh my god, dude. They had to turn off their Discord. These guys.
With users not able to post in them. Moderators on the game's subreddit are also waiving the rule that prevents multiple posts about the same topic, saying they are just as livid about this situation as you.
Sure.
You know things are reaching, like, deep DEFCON levels if even the subreddit mods are like, nope, we're mad about this as well.
Oh, true.
That's when you...
That, like, bro, real. When even the dick suckers don't want to suck dick anymore. Woohoo!
You know you have truly fucked up. Battlestate Games did not respond to my request for comment. Battlestate Games is yet to officially comment on the backlash, with pressure mounting from fans and some even looking into legal action. You would expect them to do it so sooner rather than later.
I mean, honestly, this is, I think, a scam, right? So, I do think they could expect legal action to be taken.
The move also comes at a very bad time given that Gray Zone Warfare, a game many see as a competitor to Tarkov, has just wrapped up its first public streamer test, which has gone incredibly well with fans.
Oh,
With
shit.
public sentiment towards Tarkov very low, many fans are hoping they can get their hands on Gray Zone Warfare sooner rather than later.
Damn.
Here's an update at 8:15. The official Escape from Tarkov account has posted a statement that seems to suggest Battlestate Game has no plans to make the new mode available to anyone who does not buy the new edition.
Yeah, big surprise. Big surprise. The Tarkov, the official Tarkov Twitter posted, PvE mode is a unique feature which is available only to players who owners of the Unheard Edition, the new $250 one. We will keep you updated in the new features exclusive for EOD owners, which is the one that was supposed to get all the thing. And then absolutely getting railed by the community notes. New game modes are generally accepted as DSC if you put behind a paywall. You idiots!
Hey guys, listen, we heard the outrage.
We're doing absolutely nothing about it. We heard your outrage. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Oh, you said the thing. No.
PvE mode is a unique feature which is available only for owners of the Unheard Edition. We will keep you updated on new features exclusive for EOD owners. And then they even got community noted. New game modes are generally accepted as DLC if put behind a paywall. Battle State sold EOD with the promise that they would receive free access to all subsequent DLCs. So they're even getting their ham steamed by fucking Twitter community notes.
Yeah, that's when you know it's real.
Not only that, there is a radio you can call in friends mid-raid to help you as a PMC, which has never been a feature. It sounds very strong. You're still gonna buy it, right? Brother, I don't play Tarkov. And you would never catch me spending $250 for a fucking DLC. I don't even buy...
Hey, it's not a DLC. It's a new feature game mode, moron. Wow.
DLC when it's like $5. You think I'm gonna drop 250 clams on this? Who do you think you are? I am. Or I'm not.
No way! I've said that quote so many times. Who do you think you are? I am.
I would not do that. That's craziness. Tarkov devs are also shitting on the competitor game on Twitter. That just means that they're kind of desperate. I imagine this is what you're talking about from his stream. They just changed what you get retroactively to avoid the folks calling them out. I've talked with ANPC, National Agency for Customer Protection again. The only way we can solve this is if we make formal complaints to BSG about this. If they are left unresolved for 30 days, we can proceed with the lawsuit, no problem.
Oh my god, they're actually gonna go through with a lawsuit on this. That's wild.
If they answer negatively, we can proceed. I suggest you all to do formal complaints as BSG. Make them have 1,000 lawsuits at once. Is available for Europe, the 30 days thing. Man, that severely underpaid social media guy for BSG is gonna have the worst 30 days of his life.
Real, bro, real.
Meanwhile, all the big wigs are just gonna be counting their money from the whales that won't be able to contain themselves, scratching at the neck and spending the 250.
Dude, I wonder if Noble's gonna pay for it. I know Noble's a massive Tarkov fan. I'm gonna message him right now, actually. Dude. Yo, you dropping 250 on Tarkov?
I've been playing Tarkov for like 8 years. This hurts, man. Yeah, I don't even play Tarkov, and this is pretty painful just to read. I don't know how they thought this would go over well. That's something that I just can't wrap my head around. Like, it's 2024. These companies...
Yeah, how are they not smarter? How are they so stupid? It's baffling. Can we appreciate that Moist Critical's recent Reddit history is Orlando, aliens, hardcore, Overwatch, and alien bodies. And he makes so much more sense than all of these idiot game developer geniuses and giga marketers.
Hire tech-savvy people. They have social media experts. They have these fucking think tanks and focus groups, and yet somehow these kind of decisions still go through.
How? How on
be this epidemic of people that spend money no matter what and say nothing. Like, this has to
I don't know. I honestly
somehow be profitable for them, because it happens too often. The big problem is them changing the promise. Oh, and that's not even I mean, that is a big problem, but...
Yeah, the big problem is the price, but the scam is them changing the promise.
To me, the biggest problem is just, like, this outrageous price point that they thought was gonna work.
Yeah.
Even if there was no broken promises, I still feel like most people would see $250 for some fucking DLC and scoff. Look at Star Wars Outlaws, for example.
True. Dude,
did you get a lot more out of this for $250 than you do out of Star Wars Outlaws for $130? But even still, those prices are fucking insano style.
And all backlash, every other gaming company would jump down the throat of this unjust practice too. Bro, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC only for $300. It'll include a new game mode.
And you want to know what else is laughable and pathetic?
Pokemon, it'll be freaking Pikachu Snapshot.
Their social media guy who's fighting for his life right now on Twitter. So, Escape from Tarkov is by far the biggest in the genre. However, there are a couple of competitors. And this lone warrior with access to BSG's Twitter, the company behind Escape from
No, dude, no.
Tarkov, is doing his best to try and play hardball, fight fire with fire.
God, that's awful, dude. Dude, look at this. Taking an all-homeless shooter looter with a big wave goodbye to Tarkov today. We're here to welcome you to Kimona. If this video gets 5,000 retweets, 10,000 more test slots will be added to our servers. Don't tell the boss. Escape from something. Welcome to Kimona. Have a nice 20-minute adventure in the blatant plagiarist game, in and out. Oh my god, that is awful. Dance, Twitter boy, dance. And then, of course, the community notes roll in. Video games cannot be sued for plagiarism for simply being a same or similar category or genre. BSG would have to prove that the assets were taken from Escape from Tarkov and used blatantly in this new game to begin legal claims of copyright infringement or plagiarism. Bro, this is actual libel. This is literal libel. You just called someone you called a video game plagiarism when it's not, or when there's no evidence that it is. This is libel and slander. Dude, who is running this social media account?
But he didn't realize he was bringing piss to a poop fight and ended up covered in filth. He desperately tried to plant his feet here and make a public slapping display. There was another game that was taking advantage of all of the hoopla here, recognizing that Tarkov fumbled and that a lot of players were leaving, so they made an announcement.
Dude, it's like Nijisanji's in drama, and suddenly some new VTuber agency is just like, hey, leave Nijisanji and join us. We are cool and not cringe. And then Nijisanji retweets that and be like, have a nice 20-minute adventure in the blatant plagiarist VTuber agency.
Announcement saying like, hey, you guys are welcome in our game. And the BSG social media champion tried this little maneuver. Have a nice 20-minute adventure in the blatant plagiarist game. In and out.
Oh my god.
And then even got slapped by Twitter, community noted.
Dude, these community notes are the greatest addition to Twitter. Y'all want to hate on Elon Musk, and I do too, for what he did to a lot of Twitter. Like, there is more hate and shit on Twitter than ever before, but the community notes are a godsend.
Saying, hey, it's not plagiarism. They need to prove that assets were taken from EFT.
Duh, it's not plagiarism.
So even
It's like anything in the same genre is plagiarism now.
Twitter's making fun of BSG. Now let's start with the newest developments here. The biggest one by far is a supposed unreleased interview with BSG.
There we go.
I'm not going to get too specific about it because I don't know if I'm even allowed to really talk about it. I'm pretty sure I can't show it because, again, it is unreleased. But basically the interview went as bad as you could have possibly imagined. The interview opens with him saying that all of this is not a mistake. He's not forcing anyone to buy their game. So, suck it up.
That's what I was... Dude, it's hilarious. I knew that's the argument he would take. $250 may sound like a lot, but I'm not forcing anyone to buy it. I knew that was an argument they would take. That's why I specifically said the $250 should be made fun of because it's an outrageous price point, okay? And you should be insulted. You should be publicly humiliated for it because A, it's insane, and B, everyone else is going to jump on that train. So, yes, we should put our foot down and say that is bullshit and boycott the fuck out of it. That's one. Two... is the promise that it will be free for people that paid for the EOD campaign.
Basically. And
bro, they just really went out there with the Pokemon response. If you're a broke boy, just say so. Eats a cookie. Bro, you really thought you would escape with that one? You really thought you'd get away with that?
And another question that was asked point blank was, are you contemplating any solutions since this has been received so poorly? And he gave a single word response. No.
Oh my god, dude. I love those idiots. Dude, this is like what happened when, oh god, I have to find the Fallout thing. The tweet. Dude, there's one email that I love so much. Okay, so in Fallout, when Fallout 76 was released, they advertised a canvas bag and a hoodie and shit like that. And when people actually paid for all that canvas, the cool epic canvas bag, they actually got a shitty nylon bag. And Bethesda, obviously, who really, the creators of Fallout, they got so much hate for basically giving them a shitty nylon product instead of the canvas one that they actually promised when people bought it. And they said to them, hey, what's going on? They started getting a lot of hate and feedback. And the Bethesda email response, dude, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. This is the greatest response ever. Let me see if I can actually find the screenshot. Okay, I found it. Are you ready? Oh my god. It's the greatest thing in the universe. Dude, look at this. Okay, this is the smallest font in the universe, but we are sorry. It's too small. Wait, dude, even the Reddit post isn't archived. Gah. Okay, I made it a little bigger. We are sorry that you aren't happy with the bag. The bag shown in the media was a prototype and too expensive to make. We aren't planning to do anything about it. Sincerely, Bethesda. Bro, that is the greatest response to drama I've ever seen. We are sorry you are not happy with the bag. We don't plan on doing anything about it. Sincerely, us. It's the greatest response I've ever seen.
So it doesn't seem like there's any...
This is the Logan Paul response to the Crypto Zoo drama. I'm sorry I scammed everyone with NFTs. I'm not planning on reimbursing anyone. Have a nice day.
Signs of them changing their minds with this direction here. The whole interview was him just basically throwing everything into the shitter and saying, deal with it. 250, fork it over, is what it is. We're not changing this. And then, this one blew my mind. They did make a slight update to all of this.
All right.
Instead of addressing the price problem or the lying about what EOG owners will do in the future or the shady, scummy attempt at hiding things on their website, instead of addressing any of the complaints, they instead doubled down on pay-to-win features.
There's no way. How could they be this out of touch?
Response to all of this, everything that's been going on, they basically
Bro, you could tell that whenever companies get so big, they start off as like a passion project, right? It's created by a bunch of gamers that want to make a cool game. And then it eventually gets so big, and the people that are making it and running it and promoting it, they're not gamers anymore. They're fucking businessmen. And suddenly everything collapses because they don't even know the audience they're marketing towards anymore.
And say like, hey guys, look. We've heard you. We see what's going on here. We're listening. So we're giving you more pay-to-win features.
Yeah!
Mother of Pearl, just look at this list. One of these is high-priority matchmaking.
No way. No way. No way. No way. Oh my god. Oh my god. High-priority matchmaking? Dude. Faster return of insured items. Increase personal trader limits by 20%. Increase the basic PMC karma. Access to unique hideout craft. Increase basic charisma skill. This is literally just pay to win. This is crazy. Special quest line with increased pocket size as a reward. Ability to skip 2 daily quests. Unique dog tag. Unique armband. Unique clothing. Unique legacy device. High priority matchmaking for EOD owners. Access to offline PvE. These last two should absolutely not be a pay to win feature. How on earth can you do that? Imagine you're sitting there waiting for a match, but someone else paid more money so they get more matches than you. You're waiting for the queue time, and the queue is lasting forever, and then someone... That's absurd. Oh my god.
They're getting a priority queue for 6 months. It's not even a lifetime. Keep in mind, they're not giving you lifetime access to the Unheard Edition pay-to-win shit. It's a 6-month trial to try and get you hooked and hopefully get the whales to buy into the 250 down the line. Like, this is... Their solution to all of this shows just how out of touch and greedy they are. This is greed on a scale I don't think I've ever seen in the games industry before. This is making EA sweat.
Yeah, dude. Remember when we were complaining about loot boxes? This is a loot game, bro. This isn't even loot boxes anymore. This is a whole ass loot game.
EA right now is taking notes. They're like, whoa. How are they doing this? Like, they're right now, they're trailblazing. Like, I feel terrible for EFT players. I never really got super deep into Tarkov. I've tried it a few times, but I'm just not big into the extraction genre, to be honest. But man, this must suck as a big fan of the game. This is so unacceptable. The best case scenario here is another game comes and does what EFT does better.
Yeah.
And isn't
that's the best. But still, it's so sad. It's like you spent hundreds of hours on a game, right? You're even paying for the cosmetics because you love the game so much, all right? And then suddenly this happens, completely ruins the experience, and you have to jump ship. Like, that's so sad. It's so sad because the time capsule, the game that you love, that you're attached to, it will not last forever. Inevitably, there will be a time when they decide to make a change that fucks it, all right? Now, that's either due to greed or it's due to just shitty game decisions, or it's due to, I don't know, including some sort of wild political agenda. Like, for any of those reasons, they can absolutely cuck and fuck a game that you genuinely love. And the thing that you spent money on and put passion into will not remain the same. Like, it's an inevitable truth. And it's so sad that that's the current state of the gaming industry. That's why little time capsules like Hollow Knight or Undertale or Elden Ring, like, these will forever be classics, because you know that someone's not going to come later and change shit. You know, they're not going to add little DLC Undertale bosses where you're going to start to have to pay every time you fight Metaton. You know? Like, it's so wild seeing the state of, like, especially FPS games or games with, like, a long lifestyle or life cycle.
By the greediest, stupidest fucking people in the industry. That's the best case scenario here, but who knows how long something like that will take. The dumb assholes at Battle State Games have really done something shocking here.
They dug their heels into the ground here for sure, and this is literally their last stand, bro. The people working on this social media and this entire advertisement campaign, they're gonna need to put their Escape from Tarkov skills to good work if they ever want another job anywhere in the gaming industry.
Here. In an industry that is overcome with greed out the wazoo, somehow Battle State Games just found a new low. That's impressive.
Damn,
actually
truly.
Impressive. Anyway, though, wishing the best for the EFT community during this time.
Yeah,
Jesus,
sure.
that shit is awful. Yeah, so I just want to talk about this a little bit. That's it. See ya.
Yeah, bro, insane. Asmongold also looked at this. I just want to see his 2-minute abridged take on this, because I feel like if everyone doesn't have the unanimous take on this, you are literally cucking yourself. I don't want to see someone saying, capitalism, baby, it's based. Bro, and it's capitalism, baby, it's based to make fun of them too. They could charge $250 all they want. I am allowed to make fun of the hell out of them, okay? It's a two-way street, goddammit.
So, Escape from Tarkov is a video game, and it is in fact a video game that has a lot of very, very, very hardcore players. I don't understand.
Like, poor Lost Pause.
It's 250. No, it's not.
Dude, the live reaction to the $250 drop.
Oh!
It's insane. It's like it's an unheard of price.
Why? For context, those willing to play Tarkov, Tarkov is a seasonal multiplayer extract shooter that has the base price of $60.
But you're paying $60 and then an extra $250 for the DLC.
Different pay-to-win bundles ranging from $79 to $159. The bundle includes extra starter content, inventory space that a normal player would spend weeks to grind for.
Oh, pay to win. They're like, we know the grinding is annoying, so instead of just removing the grinding, we're just gonna, you know, let you pay $250 to not need a grind. You ever hear of something so asinine? It's like our game could be made better, but instead of making it better, we're just gonna charge you more money. Like, the $250 price point is an actual jump scare. Five Nights at Freddy's can take notes on how to jump scare people.
Season. However, Tarkov discontinued their most expensive Edge of Darkness bundle. Oh.
So yeah, because in the past Edge of Darkness bundle for $150, believe it or not, that was just a few months ago. Believe it or not, you were supposed to get free access to all future DLCs, idiot.
It's not even the case of they added this into the game. They took away the existing thing, and now they're adding this instead. The bundle includes more pay-to-win content. Oh, more pay-to-win content. Unlike the $150 pay-to-win version, many of these are completely exclusive and are fairly OP in such a tactical seasonal multiplayer shooter game. Players and streamers are mocking this game. Oh my god.
As they
should.
The
reason for the anger is because this is a $150 thing, had exclusive items promised along with free access to all future DLCs.
I think that's where the scam comes in. Like, I think they should be absolutely humiliated for the $250 price point. But I think they should be lambasted over the scam of charging you more money after the EOD DLC.
Which they are with new additions and features and game modes. Claim they are not... Wait. So what you're saying is that whenever you bought...
I love watching the realization dawn on people. It's like my favorite thing. He's like, wait a second. So you paid for all future DLCs, and they want you to pay more money for more future DLCs? Like, it doesn't even make sense. Yes, homie, that's what they call a scam.
the $150 version, you were effectively getting like a gold card. And it's like, this will always be relevant.
Yeah.
This will always be valid.
Exactly.
And now they said your
now,
gold card,
that doesn't work. You need the platinum card, baby.
it's actually silver. Is that accurate?
You got it.
They fucking removed it? Are you kidding me? They removed the word unique. They literally removed the word.
No! Unique secure container. And in the new version, they changed it to just secure container. They deleted web pages to get around their previous terms and conditions. This is unreal.
Unique, because it's no longer unique because they're offering it in another edition.
That's a real cock in the ass, I'll tell you that. You don't see that kind of stuff every day.
No, that's what they call a scam.
Bad.
Brother, that is crazy. I don't know. This situation's absolutely bonkers. This is like fucking awful. Like the world is on fire, bro. Get me out of this hellscape. If you made it to the end, click one of these 2 videos, which also will definitely get me canceled. See you live on Kick. Stay weird, man.